That's not
Where?
science. That's not science.
Your first reaction is where?
I'm a fan of anatomy, okay?
Apparently.
Oh
You're
my
like,
God.
what?
Shh.
You know, I haven't seen one in a while. I guess I'll look.
We're back. Let me do some color changing. We're gonna go green right now. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean,
Legendary actions going green.
We're in the forest.
All right.
We are in the woods. All alone.
Last week on Steel is for Men, we had just survived a harrowing ritual, and the party had bedded down for the night, each taking various shifts, watch shifts specifically. A few of you discussed heading to the keep where Felix was experimented on, cruelly so, and then wolves were heard in the distance. Brahm and Kavas had a brief but hilarious conversation about those wolves. Later that night, Kavas was on watch on her own when she was visited by a mysterious being claiming to be the dragon that she was searching for. Kavas was reminded by the dragon that her time on the continent is short and she needed to make the most of that time training Felix for his trials to come. As being a witcher is never going to be easy, but it's going to be even worse when you haven't been properly trained for it. We had a moment where Kavas and Felix trained together, and Kavas taught Felix how to use the sign Igni to roaring success. And then Kara was, I don't know, you were suddenly, what is awoken? Is that a word? Awake? That's not it. That's definitely not it.
They were awoken, yeah.
All right, we'll go with it.
You
Chat,
were
if you don't like it, tell me. Anyways, Kara was suddenly awoken by a figure standing over her of an elf, and the elf warned Kara that there were people coming and that the group needed to run, or at least the boy needed to get to safety. Kara woke up saying the name Goldana. Nobody knows what that means yet. But the whole group started very quickly gathering up their supplies, and they decided to split up and run off into the woods, basically.
Some of
leaving
us stayed
Avery
behind
and Brahm, yeah.
to watch
Avery
the
and Brahm
cart.
stayed behind with the cart to try to throw the guards and Captain Rensis off the trail of the rest of the group.
Yep.
Almost without a hitch, too. Couple small speed bumps set Captain Rensis just suspicious enough. And then to top it off, a drowner attack to the ones hiding in the nearby reeds and bushes caused a bit of a commotion, and the party was caught. All but Felix and Kavas were taken into custody, though Marana did a fantastic job tricking Captain Rensis into believing that she was, in fact, in need of his assistance. I believe what you ensorcelled the man.
I
Correct?
did.
I think he's
did.
in love with Marana.
Yeah. My bad.
Which seems to be working in their favor. But everybody was escorted back to town, the town of Scala, or the village of Scala, really. It's smaller than a town. If anybody's keeping tabs on that kind of stuff.
One well town.
It's a one well town. But
Poor.
Well.
there, Brahm and Avery were thrown into a jail cell.
Yeah.
Kavas and Felix were confronted by one of the captain's right-hand men, and there was a fight that broke out. And in the fight, this man was Bald was the man's name. He was killed. But Bald did manage to slay a bear right before that. What else? What are we missing here? Marana and Kara were given an audience with the local lord Ramir, and it was a brief meeting before Ramir suddenly got up and walked out of the room, and then a mage entered and asked where the boy was. And that's pretty much where we ended the episode that night.
Indeed it was.
So, tonight, we're going to pick up with Kavas and Felix. What?
We just didn't want to open. So.
Oh, you guys just. Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
We have 2 dead bodies.
Yeah, I am to
Go.
please. I am to please. Good job. No. Good job, Justin. Anyway, we're opening with Kavas and Felix out in the woods, about a half hour away from Scala, having just survived a fight with
It's less for Witchers.
What's less for Witchers?
It's not a half hour for us. Or faster.
Dragon speed
Whack,
boy.
whack.
I broke him.
Okay.
I broke him.
Okay. Yeah.
He just starts typing.
So 2 people are dying tonight.
Yeah. He just starts typing. He's all staring
Cobalt,
at me.
can you push the button on the thing for me? For the thing? Thank you.
Oh,
Not that button. Did you hear that? What's that?
That's it.
the
What?
thing for the thing.
I don't know. Whatever I heard didn't sound like a good thing.
Boop up. I heard.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, I heard a loud beep.
Bada beep.
Bada boom.
Bang, bang.
There's a song that
Oh,
goes
Music.
beep, boop, boop, bop.
Thank you, Cobalt.
It didn't work. I was gonna
Kavas
sing.
and Felix, there you are. In the woods near a decapitated bear's head and the
All right.
oh my god. Okay.
Article is
anyways,
apparently to just ruin you tonight.
And near this soldier who you had killed as he was attempting to take the boy. It's about close to maybe 10 or 11 in the morning now. Not quite midday yet. Bright wooded area. The birds are out. Though not in force or anything. It is autumn. The wind is just lightly breezing through the river, about as still as it was the night before. But there is a quiet settling onto the forest as Felix your adrenaline starts to dump after this fight, and this is the not the first time you've seen a dead body. But it is definitely the first time you were directly involved in the making of the dead body.
I think we need to go.
We've left behind too much already. We must finish this first. I pick myself up, dust myself off, and I approach the body. This is your first time, Felix.
With people, yeah.
You fought bravely without hesitation. You knew the intentions of this man, and you knew that he meant harm. And you struck true, and for that I commend you.
Well, I didn't want to get taken again.
No. And there'll be many eyes on you for the rest of your life. But it's how you react. I think that is the choice that you can make. You cannot choose how people will view you. A snake can shed its skin again and again, but still it remains a snake. And that's how people will look at you. But you can react. It perhaps would be interesting to understand this man's perspective before he died. I think it is unfortunate what has happened, but it is already done. I want to approach the body and I will start examining, looking in the pockets, just sort of getting what is left for this man to tell in his state.
Okay. So he doesn't have much on him. He's wearing a chain shirt that's been reinforced with some leather, mainly around the kidneys and near his armpits as well. The chain shirt's missing some links to it, and it looks like it's seen battle for sure, even before his last battle. His green tabard, the ones that you had seen on the other soldiers wearing, It's tattered in some places and patched even, possibly signifying that he's been in service to the local lord for a while. He's got a lot of scars on his arms and even one on his side as you lift up the chain shirt to get to his belt. The one on his side looks a lot like the claw marks from like a bear, actually. He's got a small pouch on his belt. As your hands make contact with it, you can feel there's some kind of coinage inside the pouch. A hunting knife at the small of his back. Not large enough really to be an effective killing weapon, but more for utility. And then he's got well-worn, muddy boots. And that's about it.
I'll take the pouch. I'll take the hunting knife. I would like to use the hunting knife to rip out the patch, signifying who he was in relation.
Okay. Yeah, so the patch is more of an embroidery really, but it's on the tabard. It's a yellow fish circling in on itself.
I examine the body over. We cannot just leave it here, you realize.
Okay.
But we cannot let this body be ravaged even more to become a monster. You've heard necrophages?
No. That's a big word.
It is a big word. Ghouls, perhaps.
Ah, yeah. Still don't know, though.
Monsters, not from this land, not from this plane of existence. They arrived here, and that's our objective. To rid of these invasive species, these monsters that roam our land. We can protect the people of this land, and, well, we didn't protect this man.
Well, monsters can be people, too.
Aye. You're clever to remember that, boy. For it is true that monsters aren't all that you can see. A monster can be a man. But this man can become more than just dead. This man can be taken over by a monster to do more harm in its undead state. And that's what I hope to avoid. We must get rid of this body.
Okay. How?
Ashes to ashes. Let us burn the body to leave no trace for a monster to defile.
Okay.
We'll approach the body together. And we'll cast Igni to leave just ash to remain.
Okay. So the body is kind of unceremoniously laying on the side of a small grassy hill right now. But the grass is pretty green here. You don't think there's going to be any risk of starting a larger fire, at least. You stand above the body and you watch as Kavas holds her hand out and begins slowly to draw the sigil of Igni in the air.
I try and just copy it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your spellcasting check.
Oh, yeah, baby. 24.
Wow.
All right. So
The flame runs true.
perfectly copied. Just draws that sigil right into the air, and then the flame that erupts from it is just scorchingly hot. I mean, you can even feel the heat coming, like overtaking your own Igni sign as the heat kind of washes over your body. It's uncomfortably warm. It's extremely hot. Within seconds, the body is char and ash, and you watch as it continues to burn for a small amount of time, and then nothing but a mound of ash remains.
Now I wish this body to lie at peace, not to be rifled with again. So the end of this man. I'll sort of maybe dig a little hole next to the ash, and just whatever ash flies to the wind, that which remains, I'll put in this little hole and bury.
Okay.
To be back with the earth.
There's a sense of calm and quiet as the fire is finished burning, and you feel like a peace here, which is good considering mere moments ago you were literally fighting for your lives. But as that settles, there's that one lingering thought in your mind that this man tried to take you, and every time you think about that, your brain naturally pulls you back towards being in that keep and being strapped to that chair as this mage, this dark-robed mage, you couldn't quite ever truly make out his face, stood over you and a few other children and poked and prodded and cast just rackingly painful spells on you. You can remember him digging inside of your chest magically, like you could feel something happening to your heart, to your lungs. And you watched in succession as each and every one of these boys being experimented on died. And there can't have been anything special about you. You were just lucky enough to survive because as a door shatters open, Kavas comes running in, and you can still hazily remember her whip slashing about through the air and her sword connecting with a fair amount of soldiers or guards, mercenaries, whoever these people were that were working for this mage. And the mage just turned and looked at you and shook his head disappointingly and then vanished. But that anxiety, every time you think about how this man was trying to take you, that anxiety keeps building back up.
You fought bravely, boy, and for that I am thankful. It is good that you do not hesitate against monsters who only mean to harm you. But with time and wisdom on the battlefield comes a careful readiness, a restraint that perhaps you can exhibit. With monsters that are larger, more fiendish, more devilish, larger than a man, of course, show no restraint. But a man has still a heart, a brain. And I think my first instinct is not to kill as monsters kill, but rather, can I paralyze? Can I stop this rather than continue this cycle of madness, of monstrosity? For people will look at us like monsters, but we are not monsters. You can create your own fate. We are not monsters.
I know.
You are strong. Could you feel that?
Stronger than normal. He still hit me pretty hard.
I thought he did. Is your wits about, but you fight strong.
I wanted to be strong. I want to fight back. I don't want to get taken again.
You will not be taken again. I will be sure of it. our companions will be sure of it. And as you grow stronger, you'll be sure of yourself and be able to trust your own strength, physically as well as mentally.
Speaking of being taken, we gotta go get them. We can't let them sit there.
No. I trust that they're using the best of their ability, their resources, to also escape. But yes,
As long as they make it tonight,
yes,
they should be fine. Because we'll get them out.
yes. When we have dinner tonight, I look at the bear. You've ever hunted your own animal before?
I've tried to kill, like, rabbits.
Tried?
Yeah, they're really fast.
They are fast. You know, there are other ways to
I also
ensnare.
am not strong enough to pull back a bow. So,
Your dagger means well and does strike true.
yeah, they're really fast.
Well, luckily this bear has come onto us, and I don't want to look a gift bear in the mouth, but let's dive in, lest this not be wasted. Animal. And I'll go towards the bear.
Okay.
And
So the bear's head is laying nearby. You'd probably have to track down the rest of its body, though. It can't be that far. It was a large head. But,
Mhm.
the body itself is nowhere near the clearing.
I'll pick up the head.
Okay.
How's your tracking then, boy?
Probably pretty shitty. Never done it.
You've never done it with dulled senses.
Never done it ever.
Ah. Well, let's put that nose to good use.
Okay. I can try.
Let's try. Let's hunt down the rest of this bear.
So I'll get a good old whiff of the bear.
Okay.
Smells like bear.
Yeah. That smells. It's actually easier to smell this time because the first time you had encountered the bear was in that kind of boggy area. But you can pick up the scent fairly easily.
So I'll try to track it.
All right.
Track that smell down.
Currently, you have no ranks in Witcher training.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll a wilderness survival.
Zero.
So, yeah, you smell this bear, but you can also smell it all over the grass where you had fought Bald. You can smell it near the rock where he had come around the corner, and it probably burrows somewhere nearby too because you can smell it all over the place. It's really hard for you to pick out exactly where, and you just end up staring at it. Not only that, the smell is a little strong, kind of rank.
I just stand there and you watch me spin around in circles and I'll walk like 2 feet and stop and turn around and walk another 2 feet and stop and I have no idea.
Maybe with smell alone, but you have other senses that you can use.
Like what?
Well, I'll gesture towards the decapitated heads landing. The blood splotches on the grass.
How am I gonna see that? It's in the grass.
We can assume where it was lobbed from. Perhaps we can find more visual markings. Blood?
I can try. So I'll try to look for blood.
Okay. Roll a Witcher training check for me.
10.
10. All right. So her kind of pointing out where it initially starts. You actually Your vision does this interesting trick as you're looking at the ground. It's almost like you've got like telephoto eyes at this point, because as soon as you focus on the blood, all of the detail around gets larger, and you're just so focused on this area that it's so easy to see, even though it should have been a challenge. And you can see it going up the hill towards the rock. No problem.
I just start following it.
Okay.
I follow the boy.
So you head up the rock, and right around the corner you can see a large pool of it. You're thinking that this man waited for a little while before he came around that corner, watching, maybe studying, making sure it was the boy he was looking for, perhaps. But there is a large pool of blood there, but still more droplets heading off towards the small wooded area just to the west of here. Good 40, 50 yards.
Yeah, keep following it.
So you get to the just inside the edge of this wooded area, and it's still pretty sparsely treed, so there's a lot of sunlight coming through. Really easy to see. And then just past twin set of trees, you see the bear has the body has been pushed up against that pair of trees, and it looks like the bear was dragged here, probably not far, but maybe just positioned in such a way to where it'd be easier to behead it.
What would be an estimate on how heavy this bear is? Or how large, at least?
To your knowledge, at least as heavy as a horse.
So I'm not guessing that this man could have drugged this bear. Well, there it is. But how did it get there?
That's where it was slain.
Well, look at the way that it's been moved. He couldn't have done that.
He was stronger than I initially thought. He grappled me with my strength.
Strong enough to move a bear?
Magic.
How did he not kill me with his slap then?
I don't know everything, but it is curious. Well, let's take advantage of the rest of the bear, and I'll approach the bear with the hunting knife. And I can't lug this thing around, but we can make use of what is remained. And so I'll grab the hunting knife and I'll just make an incision from bottom to top on the belly and just start to open it, skin.
All right, so you get to work on the bear fairly deftly. This is definitely something you've done many, many times before. And as you're cutting into it, both of you notice at the same time a kind of crashing noise from off into the woods, just a little bit, just then another one.
That close together?
Yes. And as you turn and look, you can see this large lumber, and when I say large, we're talking 9, maybe even 10 feet tall, lumbering creature just moving right towards you. And before you can react, we're cutting over to Kara and Marana.
Ooh,
Bastard.
It's my favorite thing.
Do we get a peek? Do we get a
Big
peek of what it
fingers.
looks like? It's just big, just loud.
Peek it
Big
down.
and
Wait
loud.
your turn.
That's all you've got for now. So, over to you two.
Mm.
Dravetti is standing there. He had just asked, "Where is the boy?"
I think at that point I said something, oh shoot, I don't remember what I said last week, so I'm just going to pretend I didn't say it and we didn't end on that. Draveti of Sedaris, what makes you think that I know where this boy is located?
And if I told you I could smell him on you?
Well, that does not surprise me. I think. Now, I requested an audience with your lord. Do you really believe that I am as naive as to believe that you would not sense magic or the boy on me? You vastly underestimate me then.
Don't think that would matter. But I'll humor you.
Draveti, let me ask you this. Why would I come to this shithole town and stay at some shithole inn if I were not aware of a mage's presence? Your reputation precedes you. I'm here to speak of an alliance, because I think that we may be working towards a similar end. So my question for you... Well, I don't want to fight you. I will put it that way. I think that you and I could complement each other well. I've seen what you've done in this village. I've seen how you have taken control of this lord. And I must say I am intrigued. You see, I myself am of the mindset that we, as mages, have been pitted against each other for far too long. I think it's time that we put our egos aside and have a conversation about how we might help one another create a better future.
Fascinating. That is not what I expected from you at all.
Me either.
Listen, my question for you as well. Why are we as mages seen as second-class citizens when we have been fighting for years? These kings, these young men, these lords that we fight for, that we die for, that we are pawns of and who discard us the second that we are no longer useful. Well, they were just sniveling snot-nosed brats in the mud when we have been fighting their father's war. So I ask you then, why do we serve them? Are we not more powerful than they are?
So, Draveti turns and looks over at Captain Rensis, who is still sitting in the room. Rensis stands up, bows to the entire group. I think I'll excuse myself then. And he turns and walks out. Draveti sits down in Lord Ramir's chair, begins to eat. You can see him thinking, but he hasn't said anything to you in a solid minute or two at this point, just chewing away at his pheasant, and he takes a drink out of Lord Ramir's goblet. You make a valid point, a point that I have heard before, but that does not cheapen the words at all. How would we help each other?
That is the question, is it not? I have seen what you have done with the boys in general, and I must confess, I'm confused at your methods, or why witchers? What is your thought process behind this method that you've been using, this archaic method?
I'm glad you asked. Witchers are, of course, they're excellent killing machines, monsters, but there's something deeper than that. They're malleable, easily controlled. When their emotions and their empathic capabilities are so muted, it becomes very easy to train them exactly in the way that you would want. We've seen it before. I think a witcher is exactly what would be needed to march down to the capital of Nilfgaard and murder that filthy usurper.
See, I knew we were on the same page. But you see, it seems to me as if you have not been particularly successful.
There are newer trials.
So what is it about this one boy that is so special to you? Why are you searching for him?
He's alive.
True, but only because you did not finish the trials.
But I think someone else might have.
That may or may not be true. With that said, is your plan then to create what? An army of sorts?
Why, yes, of course.
That's a very interesting proposition. But I don't think that you will get far on your own. There's one of you, and, well, please don't take offense, but we've seen the work that you've done.
You haven't seen all of it.
Do tell.
Come with me. He gets up, waves his hands, and the doors ahead open up, and just starts walking out of the hall. Not stopping for either of you.
Shall we?
After you.
Okay. I hop up out of my chair and, take a mug and follow on.
So, out in what would basically be the, like the foyer, he turns down a path, hall, and walks through a single door, and then down a small flight of steps. Looks like it's probably the wine cellar. And you start to see as you come around the corner that there are various wines bottled, and along racks you can see probably Lord Ramir's hoard of wine. This is probably all of it, and it's a decent amount. It's you've seen larger, but this is still quite an amassment of wealth for what appears to otherwise be a fairly poor nobleman. But through another door, as Travetti opens it, the smell just hits you, and it is rank. It smells of decay and death, to the point where the food in your stomachs is fighting to escape you. And he turns with a smirk on his face. Mind the smell. Mind the smell.
Damn peasants.
Sorry, my lord. And he walks into this otherwise dark room.
Dark room, I cannot see in the dark. Can you? If so, lead the way.
Can you please light a torch for us, sir?
Yes. He says that, and as he turns and looks back towards you from the darkness of this room, you can barely make out his outline. His eyes are glowing, not unlike Kavas's. Different, but not unlike it. Snaps his finger, and the torches along the room start lighting up. And you can see there are a pile, several piles actually, of villagers. It looks maybe 8 to 12 villagers dead. The floor is sticky with their blood, and each of these villagers, upon second glance, is missing something. One missing a hand, another missing a leg. And he turns and he points to the back of the room, and he says, "Why don't you join us?" And a large man steps forward in armor, this patchwork leather armor with chain draping from it, and you notice the sound of this chain is accompanied by the sound of a much larger chain. As this man comes into view, you can see that he has been chained to the wall. His muscles are bulging. You can see through these large open slits in the helmet that he's wearing, you can see two differently colored eyes flickering in the light. You can see that his jaw is sewn on and doesn't match the rest of this man's head. But he calmly steps forward into the light and then ceremoniously bows at the both of you.
I'm not going to be rude. I curtsy back.
This is fascinating. So you have compiled pieces from these villagers to create this thing.
Yes.
Now, is this a witcher then?
Oh, no. This is, well, it will be my bodyguard.
Understandably so.
A little bit more training to go through.
Emphasis on the body part, though. Bodyguard.
Hilarious. The trick. You see, other people have tried to do this before, bring life from death. Impossible, in my opinion. The trick lies in bringing death to life. The villagers were slaughtered, but the man you see standing here, very much alive, simply grafted with better, stronger parts.
So it must be sentient then, yes?
Yes.
And how do you know that it is going to obey you?
He looks over and he goes, kneel. Kneels. Now, stand and dance. It stands and starts to dance. He walks over and waves his hand across the this large metal collar that's chained to the wall. The collar falls to the ground. And then he steps back with his hands open wide, and it steps further into the room towards you, closer and closer. At this point, he could reach out and grab you if he wanted to, and he looks down over the top of you. Maybe 7.5 feet tall in total. Hello.
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 This is fascinating. Well, I'm so sorry. I vastly underestimated you.
What is your name?
Whatever Drovetti you would like it to be.
What is his name?
Drovetti smiles. I haven't chosen one yet. Maybe he can earn one later. The chain, the collar, simply a precaution for when I sleep. But while I am awake, he is completely and happily under my command.
I must say that this is remarkable. I thought, I'm afraid to say that it was a parlor trick, what you were trying to do with the Witchers, but this is unlike anything that I have seen.
Or heard of?
Thank you. You see a slightly larger smile is starting to creep across his face. He's standing a little bit taller than he already was before. I have worked decades on this.
So I must ask, is it you alone who is managing this, or do you have a network at this time already?
I have allies, but no, not a network. It's hard to convince people to join your cause when they see what you're doing is heretical or monstrous, but they don't know the truth. They haven't seen what I can do. No one at Aard or Aretuza is capable of my level of genetic manipulation. I started first on the elves and the dwarves. Dwarves do not take well to magic, though. I moved on quickly enough. Elves, too hard to find. But then I stumbled upon a book. Well, more accurately, I stumbled upon a mage who had this book. I had to be convincing, but After enough pain was inflicted, Gilderstaff did give me what I asked for.
Gilderstaff.
Yes, another mage.
Well, his reputation precedes him, and I must say it is quite impressive that you were able to wrest this from him.
Fuck. Well, some of us are built for combat, and some built for, well, studying. He was more of a book learner. I am a scientist. I like to create spells and things. If I could get my hands on a living witcher, I could perfect my work.
And what would the living witcher have to offer you?
Vivisection.
Fascinating. But does it have to be a witcher that is experienced, or is that why you are trying to turn the children?
I suppose the work would go hand in hand. If I could create a successful witcher, I would need less time with an existing, but needless to say, had I been successful, I would very shortly after have terminated the boys and experimented on them.
I can understand where you are coming from with the experimentation, but do you not think that it would be prudent to keep some alive? Imagine how powerful we could be if we were to have witchers on our side.
This is not the first time mages have tried that, you know.
Yes. But it seems as though if you can control this thing, could we not perhaps look in that book of yours for other methods of mind control or something that we could utilize against or with younger witchers?
We could. I have no magical influence over the boy. Not yet.
Well, magical, sure. But there are more ways to win someone over than through magic or through violence, yes?
She
Of
does have a
course.
point.
You could be
Not an asshole.
supportive, agreeable, a bit flattering.
Not an asshole.
These are all
Yeah.
effective forms of manipulation, he says knowingly as he looks at you.
Well, I think you might have some ideas of where our strengths lie.
Well,
Shit-eating grin.
I recognize you as a mage, but I have met plenty of mage that are simply entertainers. They mask parlor tricks with fancy words. I've not seen any great power from you.
Well, that is where you are wrong, because I have succeeded where you have failed with the boy. I think that between the two of us and my friend's connections here, as well as my companions that you so ungracefully had locked up in the jails, we should be able to help each other out. Now, I do have some requirements.
Such as?
The boy.
What about him?
I would like you to let me have him. Now listen.
Out of the question.
Why? You are clearly not paternal. We know that you cannot use your magic to be able to control him. Why should I not step in as a paternal or maternal, rather, figure? If we are able to develop connections with these young witchers without using any kind of violence or nefarious means, what's to say that we cannot get them to be on our side? What we are fighting for is just. We are fighting for people who have been marginalized and misused for centuries.
She has the point.
How many decades have you been on the continent.
Well, that is not a polite question to ask, lady.
And yet I ask it.
Enough. Enough to be tired of violence, and enough to know that wars and battles and blood do not get us anywhere. If we want change, we need to be smarter about how we act.
How have you succeeded where I failed, then? You completed the ritual?
Maybe I have.
On your own?
If I had completed it on my own, why would that matter?
It would help me understand the strength you say you possess.
Well, I think if you are a man of learning, you can place my accent. You understand how difficult it is for mages to escape from the south. It is no small feat. It is no small feat to be here, to be speaking with you. And I think that you sense truth in what it is that I say.
You know, I hadn't actually placed the accent until just now. And I wonder, when you thought I wanted to march Witchers to the very gates of Nilfgaard and murder their beloved white flame, did you not also think I wanted to kill every last Nilfgaardian on the planet?
You know, I think that is something that we will have to discuss when the time comes.
We can discuss it now. The Nilfgaardians are a poison. They are weak.
Are ruled by an evil man. And they are doing what they have been bid to do.
Then perhaps they should have been stronger.
Perhaps they could be stronger for us. With a stronger leader, their armies are unmatched.
And who would that leader be?
Perhaps you. Perhaps someone else. Does that really matter? We are starting small. You do not have an army yet. You do not have allies yet. You have to think of the now. What can we do now? How can we help each other now? You're thinking much too far in the future. Your schemes are too grand. I can
You're
admire.
being too naive to think that this boy needs to live.
Why should he not live?
Because I must find out how he was created.
And why
One
you?
Witcher will not end a war.
I do not believe that one Witcher will end a war either. But if we have access to more potential Witchers, you and I both know that the Witcher that saved him was a woman. That must mean something, must it not? So if there is a possibility for there to be a female Witcher, and for us to create Witchers through magic without having them go through the traditional trials, the implications of that, it's more vast than we could possibly imagine. And we have other mages on our side. If we are able to get to the mages who have been exiled from Redania, who have fled from Nilfgaard, imagine what we could accomplish. The men that rule the continent now do not deserve to be in power. They are polluted by avarice and have a thirst for violence that gets no one anywhere. There needs to be someone with more foresight and with more experience leading the world.
Philosophically, I do not think we agree on much, but you are convincing. He turns and looks over at the grafted brute standing, still just a mere 2 feet from you. I don't think I want you to kill them today. The brute just turns and walks back to the darker corner of the room.
Keyword today?
That's all we care about.
I think for now we can work together. But I do not trust you, and I doubt you trust me. So, perhaps we cast a spell.
A spell.
Yes.
What sort of spell do you have in mind?
He turns and starts walking out of the room. To my study.
Okay.
Lights, the torches go out, leaving you in this dark room. You can hear the grafted brute in the corner.
Okay. I'm going to follow him.
And I get really close and whisper to her, be on guard.
Always.
So, you follow him out to the foyer again and up a set of stairs into a small, very, almost too small for 3 people to be in, especially with the size of Dravetti. But a small library. And there's a book on the table, and he's already motioning, and as he waves his hand across, pages flip, and he stops, he slides a set of incantations and formula over towards you. Do you recognize any of the details of this magic? It is of my own creation, of course, but can you not suss out what it does?
I cannot know.
Yes, actually, remind me, what are you bringing to the table?
Friends.
And you're effective at making friends?
Absolutely.
That's it?
That's it. That's all you need to know. I've saved
Friends.
many of your people because I don't believe in the discrimination that they receive. I'm from Redania myself. I help save mages, those persecuted of being, have magic in their bloods. Pointed ears, short, anything.
How noble of you. But they chose to be in Redania. They choose not to fight back, but to try to live these meager, meaningless lives as normal people. Why help them if they are not going to help themselves?
They did by leaving.
But couldn't they have just melted the faces of these knights?
In a sense, but what would that accomplish besides just solidifying the fear that most people have of those with magic in their blood?
Good question.
I don't believe that you should be feared. I believe that you should be respected, that you should be acknowledged, treated as equals, if not more so.
I can agree with that. Do you recognize the incantation?
Would I be able to do an education
Yes.
check?
Actually, your magical, your class skill.
Kavas got inspiration.
Kavas got inspiration. Oh, you know what? Speaking of inspiration, we forgot about the Witcher medallion.
Oh.
No, he has it.
It's in my bag. I'll get it to you on break. Brahm has the Witcher medallion right now that allows you to grant inspiration to, excuse me, to one other player, or you can auto crit on a roll.
Nice. You can use this as a placeholder. It's a Portisubs card.
It's basically the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah, same thing. Both bring me happiness.
Not sponsored.
I'm really
Hashtag
gonna
not
need that
sponsored.
back.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll use what I normally use. My giant D20.
That's not a giant D20.
You know,
My above average D20. God.
This feels like slight innuendos.
is it magic training or?
Magic training is
Yeah.
intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah. 17? Wait, yeah, 17.
Okay. So, yeah, you start to piece it together, and it looks like some kind of shared fate spell, almost. You're seeing some sort of magical agreement in which, if anything happened to whoever cast the spell upon each other, the same thing would happen to the other person. Almost like a mutually assured destruction spell. But he sees this slight recognition kind of dawn on you, and he smiles. We could share this spell.
And how do I know that you don't already know some loophole for this spell, if it is of your own design?
You can study the spell as long as you'd like. You'll see that there is only one loophole.
Let's expedite this. What is the loophole?
The loophole is a recasting of the same spell. A reversal of sorts. I have done it once before. And he kind of pulls up his sleeve, and you can see a slash across his arm near the bicep. To test it. But it no longer works, the original spell, because I'm still alive.
So what you are telling me then is that if you were to, let's say, use this loophole, you could turn on me and kill me before I noticed that you had severed the spell.
The spell takes 2 casters. I could only turn on you if you also cast the spell.
That seems fair. I suppose that in this day and age, this is the only way that us mages are ever going to trust each other, which is unfortunate. But if I hope to change anything, I suppose that I should be the one to extend an olive branch. But again, I do have requirements. The boy, I would like the opportunity to work with him, to see what we could do if we were to raise them rather than treating them like chattel. And I would like my companions to be released from your dungeons.
Once the spell is cast, and the boy is in our custody, then I will release your companions. But there is no guarantee that you will live up to your end of the bargain. So, I have my own caveats.
And those would be?
The first is that the spell will not be cast upon you and I, but myself and the lovely lady here. The second is that you may train the boy Witcher, but the other Witcher, she is mine.
I do not have any ties to the other Witcher. But my friend here, I cannot make a decision for her on her own fate.
Can you help me study the spell?
You do not need to cast it. You still will. We will simply cast it upon you and I. And then, the only people who can break that spell are myself and this woman here.
Kinda sus.
Consider it a test. You say you make friends. And we're supposed to trust each other. If you accept, it tells me you trust your friend. How long have you known each other?
Long enough. I trust you. Do not make me regret that.
I will not. My word is my bond.
Then go and find the boy and bring him to me.
Before we cast the spell, though, I must have your word that you will harm none of my companions and you will not harm the boy.
You have my word.
Then it is done.
As long as everyone follows their role and no one attempts any form of dishonesty, I will give you free rein to bring the boy in, and I will not harm him.
That is fair enough. And as long as you do not go back on your word, my companions are safe and you do not harm the boy,
Of course.
then you have a deal.
Excellent. I will prepare the ritual. Please be expedient in finding the boy.
I will do my best. Would it not be possible, though, for you to release my men at arms at least? It is a dangerous world out there, and it is good to have someone to watch my back.
But then I wouldn't have any insurance.
You would have the merchant Brahm. He is also a very good friend of mine, I assure you.
And mine too.
So
He is family to me.
I keep the old man. I think this is reasonable.
Look on Mike's face. He wants to kill you anyway, buddy.
If that is all, I do have matters to attend to.
That is all. Thank you for your time. I believe that this has been a very productive conversation.
We will see about that.
It's been
Please.
eventful, that's for sure.
Show yourselves out.
Can I get another glass of this, please?
I don't care what you do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Show yourself out. Piece of shit.
So, you two leave?
Yes, I guess we, after I found my next glass,
Hasn't moved.
Table hasn't moved.
My pocket did.
Your pocket moved?
I tried to put my phone away and I punched the table instead.
Oh no.
Just keep your phone out.
Okay.
I guess we find our compatriots.
Well, it sounds as if you will be releasing Avery to us, and then we find the boy from The Witcher.
Okay. Bullshit. Might as well.
Mike hates me.
Bullshit.
I'm gonna get chopped up. They're gonna glue me back together.
Hey, I'll just start a death in a cage. It's fine.
So, one of the guards escorts you out to the front of the fort, and he says, "Just wait here. We'll bring the other man." To that end, actually, back in the jail cell, Brahm and Avery are sitting. This room is really even a room. It's an enclosure, really. It's stone walls with a barred front door. The ground itself is, it's
Does
not.
it sing?
What?
You said the front door was barred?
Barred.
Does it sing?
I'll get it.
The front door's a bard?
It's a bard.
It's a Bart.
The answer is no.
The answer is no.
The answer is the boy does die tonight.
Oh, so no, the ground it's just the dirt. It's a little cold right now. There's a small bucket in the corner, and
This bucket.
it's a little muddy over there too. But there's no bench to sit on. No, it's pretty miserable.
And again, the game goes, I spy with my little eye something metal.
Can we see the wagon? from the cage?
You can't. No, it's on the other side of the manor.
Damn it. Okay. Oh, it's stone again. I see stone.
No, well, I said metal.
Metal? Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. Bars. It's bars. Silent, cold bars.
No, it's not the bars either.
Really?
No. Do you give up already?
My belt buckle?
No. Close, but no.
Yeah, tell me.
It's the metal rim on the bucket over there.
Oh, wonderful.
This game generally takes longer, and it's way more interesting when you play along.
Why don't you tell me a story, Brom? This is...
Of what? What do you want to know a story of?
Tell me about yourself. We haven't had much time to speak.
Of myself?
Yes.
Well, I've been traveling for a long time. I grew up in a very poor village. My father beat my mother. I ran away when I was 15, 16.
Daddy
Once
issues.
I could get away. From there, that's where I learned to pick up a trade. I started learning to sell and trade, and I may have gotten lucky a few times and saved the right person's life. There's quite a few people who owe me favors in this world, and luckily I have yet to call on them.
It's interesting. More than I would have guessed.
Generally. There's even an old mage friend of mine. She owes me quite the favor.
What sort of friend is this?
A friend of many tastes.
Well, why don't you tell me about that?
Well, she has auburn hair, freckles. She stands quite tall, actually. And she has a tendency to make things explode. It's probably one of the things that attracted me to her first.
You were attracted to a mage.
Absolutely.
Why?
They cheat and use magic. Absolutely, I'd be attracted.
They're a bit off, though.
The world itself is off. Everyone has dark things in their closet. It's just the question of whether they pull them out and show them or not.
It's an interesting way of looking at it.
I've been around for quite some time, truthfully. So I've seen everyone's. With what I do, my job is to find out what this people's secrets are. I find what your skeletons are. If you ask me to keep them secret, I tend to do so. But that doesn't mean I don't find out what the truths are and push things along if I need to.
Sounds interesting. With all this knowledge, what do you think of our odds of getting out of here?
Well, it depends on what's going on in there. It depends on if the mage is who I think it is. Because he may be in control of the Lord. Which means that we're more likely to die or we'll become experiments of some kind.
What?
Mages like to toy with people and change them and do as they will. As like playthings, you know.
Yes. I've heard stories, but...
Yes.
It's true.
Yes, the evil ones. And I can only assume if he's controlling a lord and having him look for a boy and the way the keep was described, I imagine we're going to be experimented on in so many different ways we're probably not going to remember who we are.
Really?
I have no idea. I'm making this up as I go.
That's comforting.
Mhm.
I assumed they'd let us go. We haven't done anything wrong.
We'll see.
They can't really tie us to the boy, can they?
Again, it depends, because we are under the Lord's domain. His justice could state that we die. He is the judge, the jury, and the executioner in his lands. I don't know about you, but no one's going to be coming to rescue for my aid unless I send a message first.
I'm going to stand up and pace the room. It seems pretty inescapable, I assume.
Actually, it could be. You could probably kick down the door with enough effort and time. The problem is that it's in the middle of a yard with guards on patrol, so it would be pretty obvious you were doing so. But it's not particularly sturdy in any way.
Could wait till they fall asleep. I don't think guarding us is their number one priority.
Oh, absolutely not. And if I were to hazard a guess, I imagine they're going to be hopefully stealing my gold
hear
and
it?
probably drinking.
You heard it, right? It's hard not to.
I just wish we could see your car from here.
Well, as long as they take care of my horse. Well, it's really hard to find a good horse these days.
I'm going to just grab the bars and kind of try them a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a fairly sturdy door, but you can feel it shaking on its hinges a little bit. The bars themselves are, you can feel how thinly made they are too, and they're slightly rusted over, so with enough effort. Alright! One of the guards walking by starts jogging over. He's got a spear in hand and a small shield in the other, and he immediately smashes his shield up against the bars towards your hands. What are you doing? Get off it!
Fine. My hands were a little warm. I just wanted to cool them down a bit.
Everything here is cold. Touch the stone.
But the bars are colder.
Would you like to be colder? 'Cause I'll stab you.
That seems rather aggressive for a joke. You should learn to lighten up.
Noted. Back away from the door.
What's your
Dinner's
name?
on its way. Lunch, whatever it is. I've been up all night.
Terrible. Well, hopefully your shift ends soon and you can get a good night's rest.
Yeah, fuck you too. He turns and walks away.
Fuck me then. Goodbye.
Charming fellow.
Most of them are.
Looking around the room, is there any blood or anything like that?
No.
No blood stains. Just this ordinary cell.
It's dark, depressing, and
Oh,
the door's shut. Like most cells.
this is the second time I've been arrested. This is a bit more perilous.
I don't care to count.
Really?
When you start telling the wrong people secrets, yeah, people tend to get mad at you.
And you've made it out every time.
A few scars and bumps here and there, but generally, yes.
Well, I don't think we're going to be breaking out anytime soon. I say we wait for our friends.
Hopefully. Then, they don't try to find us by the early morning. I might attempt to try my luck at the locks.
You can do that.
I'm a bit rusty, but maybe.
Well, this is a bit rusty. Maybe it'll help.
Two rusties don't make a right.
Quick point of fact, in case it was forgotten by anybody watching, or even you maybe, you did palm lockpicks. You
Yep.
have them with
They're
you.
right here.
That's right. Okay. What happened?
Well, then I'm going to sit back down on the ground and
Smart, bro.
rest. Wait for dinner.
Actually, thinking about it, I'll kind of actually like jingle my hands a bit and try to slide it out of from the cuff being braced on my hand, because that's where I put it, or be the safest place to be put. I'm gonna spend some time to try to jiggle it out of my hand.
Yeah. Oh, you're not manacled or anything.
Oh,
Yeah, they
yeah.
took the manacles off when you.
Oh, how
went in.
amazing.
I see. I don't think we're under too much threat.
Is the lock's on the outside, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna walk up and look around and see how many guards are actually paying attention to the door right now.
Paying attention. Roll an awareness check.
Oh, Jesus.
That guy ran right over.
Oh, so what?
You were
Yeah. Well, I wasn't too bad.
you're making noise.
Yeah.
Don't make any noise
18.
ever.
18.
18.
All right. So most of them will occasionally glance over this direction if there's a noise made or any movement they can see, but the one guard with the spear from earlier, he's leaning against the manor house, just like chewing on something and staring right at the cell, like right at the door, just looking right at it. This blank sort of.
As I continue to talk to Avery, I'll keep watching the guards.
Okay.
And just see if there's a pattern or anything.
So-
along those-
A couple minutes later, you see he doesn't appear to be a guard, but you see a man walking over. He's got like ear-length brown, kind of raggedy hair, a little chubby. He's got an apron on, and he's got a bag with him. And he starts walking over, and the other guard with the spear joins him. And you get to the front of the door, and the guard looks at both of you and says, "Step away. He's going to open the door."
Oh, we're getting released.
No, you're being fed.
Oh, fair enough. I step back.
Roasted pheasant?
Probably not.
Bread, salt, and hopefully something that tastes better than shit?
Probably not.
I don't like you.
Most of us don't.
Kind of jabs the spear like at the edge for a second, then pokes it through quite far and goes, "Back up, both of you." So he takes his keys out and he unlocks the cell door, and it opens, and the man kind of half leans in with the sack, and he reaches in his hand and grabs the bottom of the sack from the inside, and then just goes and just flings all of this stale bread and looks like leftover food from inside the manor, just flings it all at you, and it all lands like in or around the barrel and in the mud. Mostly useless food at this point. And then he goes, "Dummies!" And he turns and just kind of walks off. The guard shuts the door and locks it, chuckles, turns around, and starts walking the other way.
Cheers. Absolutely pleasant people.
Guard stops. "What'd you say?
You're pleasant.
What's your problem?
Nothing, I'm complimenting you.
Why would you do that? You're locked up."
Yes, but that doesn't mean I have to be rude to you.
"I feel like you're being rude by being complimentary.
No. You guys are doing a fine job.
I don't like your attitude."
I respect a man who does his job well.
I don't respect you at all.
I don't
Shut
imagine
your
I'm
friend down.
incredible.
I tell you what, I'll bring you real food. You punch him square in the jaw right now.
What sort of real food?
I've been eating dried venison.
Care to split some dried venison?
No, not really. I like my face the way it is.
Well, he pays me, so probably shouldn't.
I appreciate my teeth where they are, thank you. Well
Suit
then,
yourself.
then fuck off, you dirty bastard. Is that better?
The hell did you just say to me?
I'm attempting to appease you now, because you said I was being too nice. Now I'm attempting to insult you.
He looks over one of the guards and waves them over. Man steps forward. He looks. This gentleman is taller, a bit more broad-shouldered. How tall are you, Avery?
Maybe 6'1".
Okay. This man's really close to Avery's size. He's got the sides of his head shaved. You can see some kind of skeleton runes have been painted onto the sides of his head. But he walks over there with this smirk on his face. "See, getting mouthy." And the guard goes, "He is. Told me to fuck off."
When I first said he's doing a great job, then he was mad at me. So I told him to fuck off, and then he was mad at me.
So the skeleton man turns and looks at you. "Did you just threaten our lord?" "Sounded like you threatened him to me. We should go in there and kick his teeth." He waves another guard over.
A bit aggressive. But I will be shutting up now. Do apologize.
That's what I thought.
Mhm.
Third guard shows up. This one's a bit rotund. He's got a club at his side, nothing else. "What's the problem?" "He's threatening the Lord. He told Ronald over here to fuck off." Big guy just kind of looks at both of you. "Let me in there. I'll kick his teeth in." "Well, but yeah, he'd come out here. We could all kick his teeth in." Ronald reaches down and grabs his keys and puts them in the door and unlocks it. Opens the door, and there's these 3 guards standing just outside of it, looking at the both of you.
My smirk has never gone away, by the way.
I feel like the smirk on Brahm is permanent.
Yeah.
Yeah. "You want to step out here? Let me kick your teeth in?"
I prefer not to.
"Think it's going to happen anyway."
Well, if it has to happen, it has to happen, doesn't it?
The big guy turns and waves another guard over. There's 4 guards standing in front of the cell now. That guard steps in. He's a fairly average height, 5'10"-ish.
Short. Sorry.
Fairly average height at 5'10"-ish. He steps over. He's got a sword at his side. First man out of the group that you've seen carrying a sword. But he kind of peeks in there and looks at the 2 of you and looks back at the other 3. hold on a second. You're telling me that the old man is giving you trouble and you want to kick his teeth in, and you think that Lord Ramire's just going to be okay with that? Come on. Don't kick his teeth in, just stab him.
More of an effective method.
He's already been stabbed once today.
Please not again.
Hey, shut up. We're not talking to you.
I will say the captain was very good with his saber.
It's quite the duel.
Oh, yeah? You can fight?
I dueled the captain, and he bested me.
All right. So he steps into the cell. Because I guess you helped make our decision then. And he reaches over and grabs Avery by the front of his tunic and drags him out of the cell. And then the Ronald shuts the door and locks it really quickly. So he throws you into the mud. You kind of slide across a little bit. Not hard, though. You're back on your feet the second it happens. And he cracks his knuckles. How about we just take turns punching you in the face?
I'm gonna punch back.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this 2 at a time then. And he just steps forward and punches right at you.
Dodge.
Okay.
$21.
21?
21.
Okay, so
Blackjack.
you do dodge mostly out of the way, but it was on almost perfect shot from him. And so it catches you just on the side of the cheek, just enough to kind of spin you a little bit from your dodge. You take 2 points of damage, but otherwise, you're fine. What?
Are all the guards focused completely on him?
Looks like it.
I will, if their focus is fully on them, I'll attempt to pick the lock.
You have to be sneaky, but you could probably you could probably try that.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll a sneaky check. While the second guard, the larger one with the club, punches at you.
Second dodge? Or is that...
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
That would be... Wait, that was 23.
Wow.
Good at
Okay.
dodging.
Yeah. So he completely misses. Yeah, his punch just sails right over your head as you duck under it. What are you gonna do?
Ooh,
Punch the first one. I'm gonna
Okay.
attack twice. 2 punches.
Okay.
-3?
So that helps.
No, not a -3.
I'm not dexterous.
Not a -3?
Oh, wait.
15? Yeah, because it's gonna be 2.
No, it's not a -3. It's only -3 for a strong attack.
Okay.
The 2 rapid strikes?
2 rapid strikes.
Yeah, at regular roll.
Okay, I rolled a,
1 sec.
oh, sorry.
15.
Oof. Yeah, your right hand connects square with his jaw. Roll damage.
Oh, man.
Yeah, me too.
Be
Yeah, there's a spot for it.
right there.
Huh?
1d6 plus 4.
20? Okay.
6.
6? All right. Yeah, boom. He takes 6 points of damage to the side of the face. He kind of reels backwards and tries to reach out and grab at your arm. Second punch comes in.
I think I'm going for the other guy.
Okay.
1, 2.
Oh.
Oh. 19 and 20.
He crit.
19 and 12.
Yeah.
31.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he crit on a 31, so I think that's going to be pretty good damage.
Maximum damage on the punch.
Combo break.
Okay.
So, 8.
You roll it again.
I rolled the damage again?
Yeah.
Uh,
On a crit, right?
no, we just used the critical multiplier. So how much was that? 8?
8.
So you did 18 points of damage.
18. On the second guy.
Yeah. So you punched
No,
this
it was
dude.
10. It's 1d6 plus 4.
Yeah, 10.
It was 10 damage.
Oh, you did 10.
I did
okay.
10.
So
10.
20 damage. All right. Yeah. So the second punch just hits this dude. It's an uppercut, and he's this bigger guy, right? He's rotund, had this club. He lifts up off the ground a solid half a foot before he is deposited back into the soil, unmoving. The guards all kind of look at each other, the 3 remaining. What? And then the one with the spear says, "Oh, fuck this!" And he takes the butt into the spear and jams it straight towards your gut.
Can I still dodge, or am I out of...
No, you just have to spend a stamina point for each dodge after the first one.
Oh, I crit!
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's 14 and 16. Oh wow. Yeah.
30.
So 30.
Okay, yeah. He completely misses the butt into that spear, just goes right past your belly, and he misses entirely. Next is he went. Let me look at my notes. Oh, yeah. So the skeleton, who's just been standing there watching the entire time, steps forward and just tries to grab at your tunic. Ooh. 22.
Can I grab him back? So that we're
no.
wrestling? No.
No.
Okay.
That would happen if he's successful here.
Okay. So then it's just another dodge.
Yeah, dodge, block, or reposition.
I'm gonna try and reposition.
Okay.
So that would be a dodge with a penalty?
Yes.
Well, that does not succeed. That does not succeed.
Okay.
Do I keep rolling in my negative? Yeah.
If you rolled a 1 and then rolled a 10, you
did.
keep rolling.
Man, this is a 1 or a 0 dice.
That is
apparently.
an exploding die. It goes.
Probably gonna be
so that would be a 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he grabs you and you slip on your footing. There's slightly
Actually,
muddy
it's a
ground
3.
here.
It's a 3.
And he goes, you both go down, and he's literally mounted on top of you, smiles, and just throws a punch right at your face. Because of your crit fail, he connects, and you take 8 points of damage to the face. You can feel your nose crunch ever so slightly from the side of his fist, and then he punches down at you again.
Can dodge that second one?
Yes, you can try to dodge this one.
19. No, 21.
You barely turn your head out of the way. He punches right past into the ground. You can hear the mud squelch as some of it flies up into your ear. One of the other men, the one with the sword that you had first punched, steps forward and kicks down at you. You can try to dodge that too.
Yeah, I'm grappled.
Yep.
21 again.
Okay. Unsuccessful as his boot hits the side of your head. 5 points of damage.
Do I have my coif on? I assume it's gone.
No, you do not have it on.
That's what I figured. 5 points?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the one with the spear stands over you and points the spear tip first down towards your throat. Suggest you stop fighting. Just take the beating that's coming.
Whoa!
Ooh.
I can't do that.
All right, what are you gonna do?
I'm grappled by the one guy.
Yeah, so he's on top of you. He's holding onto your shirt with one hand, and the other hand he was punching at you. There's a man over to your right by your head, and then the third one is standing with a spear pointed towards your throat. It's still a good 2 feet away.
I'm going to try and maneuver the guy who's on top of me,
Mhm.
or throw him towards the guy with the spear. If I can get him off of me, that'd be great. But at least
Okay.
maneuver him
Avery, you have
towards
inspiration.
me.
Ooh, Avery's got inspiration. And it's a brawling check then.
Okay.
I would use inspiration.
Use inspiration.
Use
So
inspiration.
is that a reroll?
Yes.
Okay. 1 or a 10? Okay, not a 10. But
Not one.
all right. I'm forgetting where brawling is on this massive character sheet.
Reflex.
15.
15?
15.
Okay. Yeah, you catch him off guard and you fling him right off of you towards the spearman. It doesn't impact him hard or anything like that, but it gets in the way of you and the spear. And you have the ability to get up, no problem.
Okay, standing up.
Okay. So you're standing up and you're facing the man who just kicked you, the one with the sword at his side. And he sees you and kind of reaches over and tries to grab you again, but he looks like, whoa, crap.
We just got a rich get richer, so we have 8 now.
Thank you.
You guys are gonna enjoy that.
Hey, I'm
You guys.
I'm trying to pick a lot too. I'm just like.
Look, we don't need to get richer until I'm a man.
Richer. Rich get witcher?
I'll take some
Keep
coin
saying that.
before you go.
Witchers get richer.
Witchers get richer. Only the
Witchers
witchers.
get witcher.
We just get
It's
each
expensive.
That witcher gets witcher.
So,
We need that coin.
Witcher.
so that is 8 total.
Rich get witcher.
Richers. All right. Yeah, he tries to grab at you. You can attempt to dodge again if you'd like.
God. Well,
How
that's
about you
not-
switch dice?
No.
Alright,
No.
fair enough.
No. Maybe. Okay, fine. Fine.
Gambler's policy.
Switching dice. 13.
Okay. So he grabs hold of you, spins around, and slams your back right up against the door that you were trying to pick. And you see it happening, especially with that roll. You see it happening right before, and you pull your hand back, and then slam. You hadn't actually managed to get the lockpicks into the lock yet from that angle, but you do still have the lockpick in your hand. But now Avery's right up against the door. The metal shook, and some of the rust even like fell off like dust. The larger man on the ground starts to get up, but so slowly. Meanwhile, the skeleton man you had punched, or had thrown into the other guy, he clambers up to his feet, and the spearman walks over and takes his spear and places it right against you and says, "Last warning. Stop moving."
You men have no honor!
The skeleton man behind you goes, "Honor? What's that exactly? Something people die for?"
I'm gonna throw a punch.
Okay.
If it's my turn. That dice isn't that much better.
It didn't go one, though.
Didn't go to 1.
You throwing it at the
14.
man who's grappling you right now?
That's
Yeah,
Fucking
14.
die,
What?
and then I'm
14.
gonna fucking do this spell for nothing.
14. All right. So he leans out of the way, and your punch misses, and then he pulls you away from the door and slams you right back against it. The spearman, he takes the spear and just stabs it straight at your chest.
Oh, Jesus. Trying to turn out of the way, 24.
Okay. So you turn just barely out of the way, and the spear goes right through the bars of the door and misses you completely.
Can I grab the spear?
Sure. Roll a
Oh,
roll a reflexes check for me.
just flat.
My man.
All right, just flat.
No, you could tie it to. Why don't you tie it to melee if you have that?
Melee or brawling.
Nope.
Okay. That was a weird roll. It bounced off of Yamcha into your glass, back into the.
14.
No.
Do you have
14.
staffs? Do you have
No.
staffs or
No,
spears?
no 14s.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'd use staffs and spears if you have that. Forgot that was a specific skill.
Well, if you do staffs and spears, it's 13.
A -1.
No.
No, you have
Oh.
one and
Oh, you have one in melee.
makes more
Okay.
sense to do melee.
That's fine. We'll use melee. It's okay.
Actually, I get nailed one.
So yeah, you grab the spear and manage to yank it right out of the spearman's hands, so that the spear is not completely in the cell with you, because you can't actually maneuver it all the way in with how small it is, but it is more in your grasp than his.
Then, with it in my grasp, can I just torque it as hard as I can to
Let's break
snap
it.
it to
Okay.
snap the pointed end off?
Yeah, roll a physique check for me.
Oh, God.
I don't have a pointed
Now he's
end.
got a really
How
sharp stick.
physique-y are you?
Yeah,
No.
old man.
What is? Why are
Jeez,
you
that's
rolling
a
like
one.
that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not good.
Guys, are you gonna save us now. Save us from our stupidity.
So 0.
Okay, so you can't actually break it. You tried, but you couldn't. And in the process of that, you lose your grip on it a little bit. So right now, it's just dangling between the bars. Neither of you are holding on to it. The spearman does look past Avery though, and he goes, "What the fuck?" Then the skeleton man walks forward and just reaches over to grab you by the head. He's got this sort of look in his eyes that says he's done with this fight. You can attempt to dodge that if you'd like.
Yes.
Okay.
$34. pretty good roll.
That's
It's a pretty great roll when you consider I got
That's
7.
the worst roll we've had at the table so far.
Yeah, that was a knockout.
Wow,
punch.
yeah. So he reaches forward to grab your head, and you slip out of the way, and he slips in the process and falls to the point where he's on his knees, and his head is like in between your hip and the cell itself. It is your turn.
Break his nose with your knee!
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
It's a
do.
Brom
You
type
threw
thing.
him
The
right
old
at
Brom.
right at my
Bad
knee,
name.
so we're going for the knee.
That's what I did. That's what I was doing.
Oh,
That's what I was doing.
14.
14?
Yes,
What
14.
the hell?
14. Every time.
So your knee comes up towards his face, and he reaches his hand forward and blocks the attack completely. It still jars him back as he smacks into the cell, but unfortunately it did not connect.
Choking.
So a couple more guards are running over. The man holding you punches at your gut. You're going to have to beat a 19.
I did.
Huh? Okay. So he
25.
connects with your gut, but not you moved enough out of the way to where it hurt, didn't do any damage. But with all these guards circling in, you're already exerting yourself pretty heavily. You've taken some damage. It's not looking pretty. We're gonna pick back up with Avery and Brom, but not before I give Brom his Witcher medallion.
Whoa!
Which is
What is that?
which is a reward a player will get at the end of every night.
I'm intrigued. Please go on.
The hunger is really settling
You're
in.
very disruptive.
So what should do?
Anyways, it grants you the ability to give one player inspiration for the night, which would allow them a reroll, or you can auto crit on a roll, since you can crit on any roll in the game. That's yours for the night. It is a use it or lose it, however. Keep that in mind,
I'll go
Brom.
for power.
And then at the end of the night, Brom will nominate somebody else in the group, not Cambria Marana because she had it last week, but anybody else who he, could be anything from good role playing to I hate you the least out of everybody, whatever he decides.
Makes sense.
But we're gonna open back up with.
Oh yeah, toss a coin to your Witcher too.
Oh, viewers aplenty.
She has an inspiration.
Oh, you're telling me to toss a coin?
Yes.
I got
This
it.
Yeah,
time
an
without the
inspiration
plunk.
coin.
Yeah, you're talking to me.
I mean, maybe.
No, there's a plunk.
Whatever happens, happens.
Oh, that's pretty close.
That was close.
Good catch too.
All right.
Yeah, I already got one. Gosh, I got two.
So Avery, you're surrounded by these guards. Brom is locked in the cell directly behind you. The Skelligan guard is trying to grab at your head. The spearman had tried to stab you and missed. There's this pummeling coming from all angles. What are you gonna do?
I have to go after the guy with the sword, but first I'm gonna say, I could do this all day. That one's for you. Going for the guy with the sword? Oh, jeez.
I'm bribable.
Oh, check your PayPal.
It's a request.
It's a request for money.
20.
20.
Going for the guy with the sword, because I don't want him to pull that sword.
All right. So he hasn't tried to pull the sword yet, but to make sure he doesn't, you're punching at him?
Yeah.
All right. He's the one currently holding on to you against the cell here.
Oh, even better. I'm not gonna try and escape. I'm just gonna punch him while he's
Okay.
holding me.
Yeah, both of his hands are stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
So he attempts to avoid your punch with a penalty because he is holding on to you, and he fails. Badly.
10.
Okay.
Max damage.
So your punch lands right in his midsection, and you hear the air escape his lungs. He's still holding on to you, but really you're holding him up as his knees go kind of limp, and he's just kind of dangling from your tunic. He's still conscious, but you definitely took the fight right out of him. More guards begin piling in.
Can I attempt?
Go ahead.
I want to kind of regripping the spear. I'm going to try to just like angle it and jam him right in the jaw with it if I can.
You can't really get a good angle on it. Ever since you tried to break it, there's just been this jostling around of people bumping into it and you trying to just get a hold of it first.
Okay.
When you kind of realize it's not necessarily pointless, but you're not going to be able to get a good angle to hit somebody with it at least.
Then best thing I can do is I'll grab it, put my foot on the door, and just kind of like wrap my arm around it as best
Just
I can.
hold it steady.
And just either hold it steady or attempt to like pull with my legs.
Okay.
One of the other.
All right. So you're holding on to the spear when all of these guards continue to pile in. Go ahead and take 6 points of damage from me as random punches start landing. When suddenly you just hear, "Gentlemen, at ease!" And a lot of the guards start breaking away. The guard holding onto you that has the wind knocked out of him is still kind of trying to fight you a little bit, but everybody's backed up except for the skeleton man and the one with the sword at his side.
Who just look through the crowd. I'm not even going to focus on that guy. I'm just going to look around like a hawk for anyone coming in with punches. And
everybody's backed up. To the edge, you can see over by the manor house, you can see Captain Rensis. He's got his weapon drawn and he's hurrying towards you.
Throw the guy off me and dust myself off.
So you're standing there ready, and Rensis runs over and he takes his blade, his long straight blade, and he flips it over just underneath the skeleton man's chin, and he looks him in the eye and says, "I said at ease." Skeleton man starts to back up. Rensis turns and looks at you. "I'm sorry about my men, but I need assurance that we are not going to have a problem."
No problem. I just wanted a fair fight.
A fair fight? With which one? That one? He points to the larger man who's still kind of just sitting in the mud, nursing his chin. He goes, "Well, that one." He points at the one with the sword at his hip, who's holding his gut and trying to stand up. He starts pointing at a few of them who have all been beat up in some way. "I don't think it was fair for them."
Seems like we're done then. You can put me back in the cell.
"Nope. You're coming with me, actually."
Brum.
Yes?
Come on, let's go.
"No.
What?
Brom is staying.
Why?
It seems friends of yours managed to arrange for the release of this man, but not you."
Well,
What?
that is just plain rude.
"Apologies. Have you been fed?"
He threw it in the dirt. And I said thank you, and he got mad. So then I insulted him to appease him, and then he decided to beat my friend.
"You insulted him to appease him."
He was being very wishy-washy, I believe the term is.
"And which one was this?"
I just kind of jostled the spear that I'm holding.
Ronald is standing off the side. He goes, "It's mine, my lord." And Rensis walks over and grabs the spear and looks at you. Pulls it out.
I let go very quickly.
Reaches the spear out and hands it to you, Avery.
Don't want this.
"Well, put it wherever you like. In him, on the ground, your choice. But we have to go."
Throw on the ground.
Ronald, walks over and picks it up, and then hurries to the wall. "Brom, I will send out more food for you. You may have been a liar, but you shouldn't be treated this poorly."
Actually, fair enough.
You admitted you were a liar.
I said I kind of said something wrong, and that was my problem, and I apologized.
Neither here nor there. Enjoy your stay. Make sure the men do not treat you the way they've treated this gentleman.
I do appreciate that. I won't stand up to quite a beating.
All right.
We'll get you out of here soon, I'm sure.
And what was
Good
your
luck.
name, by the way?
Avery.
Avery, yes. Please, with me. So, two of you start walking away. Rensis steps in a little closer. "I have to ask, How long have you been traveling with Lady Morana?
For quite a while now. Weeks, months, it's hard to say. Why do you ask?
Just wondering. I don't know if how close you two are, but while you're traveling, you're searching for the boy, of course, for the mage Travetti. While you're working together, if maybe perhaps you could point out how merciful I was, and maybe let me know if she says anything about me, of course.
What for?
Well, I don't want to have to spell it out to you, but well, I'm quite drawn to her.
She's a mage. Aren't you
She
afraid
is.
she'll do something to you? You could catch something.
Catch.
Whatever it is.
Oh, whatever I
They're
could
called
catch,
feelings.
I am already stricken.
Be careful.
Can't stop thinking about her.
You should. You should stop thinking about her. For your own good.
If I could, the world would be a dark and grey place indeed.
You're a strange man, but thank you for saving me.
Get you a man like the
I
captain.
don't truly believe you deserved saving if you're traveling with the likes of these, but you were going to earn it regardless. You've packed quite the punch, it seems.
Oh, your minute is poorly trained.
I'll see what I can do about that.
They need to learn respect and honor.
Yes, well, the people who truly know respect and honor don't tend to give it to others. Well, they don't pass it on, at least.
I don't have anything to say about that.
A man of few words, I understand. Anyways, your friends are right here. And the gates to the fort are already open. As you round the corner, you can see Kara and Morana standing right there. So, Avery walks around the corner. He's got a little bit of blood coming from his nose and his lip. But otherwise, I mean, he's scuffled up, but he doesn't seem too worse for the wear.
You're safe.
I guess you are too?
Yes.
You got the little...
It's fine. Just a misunderstanding. Don't worry about it.
Avery, is Brom well?
Yes, he's just in the cell back there. He's fine. Maybe a little hungry. What's going on?
We have much to talk about, but
Mhm.
not here. You're well.
Fine.
You look like you have been up to your old tricks, eh?
I look better than the others.
That's all we could ask for you sometimes.
What happened? What are you doing here?
Well, that is a long story. We talked business in a sense that will hopefully progress our... I don't know how to explain this. This is a lot on the line.
You all right? You look rather pale.
Well, there's a lot on the line. I'm on the line. I drink more.
There is much we need to discuss. But first, we need to find the boy, and we need to find the Witcher.
Who
That's
else
the
is
same
in the
thing.
room?
I think
As
we're,
she says
Oh, no,
this.
you're outside the...
we're in the courtyard, right?
Oh, no,
You're
no.
outside of the walls, actually. There is a guard about 12 feet away, kind of ogling at Kara,
Mm-hmm.
but otherwise, that's it.
I think that it has been an eventful day. You think that we should be okay to sleep tonight at the inn?
No worse than over by the river.
Rom is still locked in a cage back there. He's almost gotten me killed twice.
With this
But I still
something
feel
we need
obliged
to discuss.
We are working on getting Brom out,
But for now, he is safe.
and he is resourceful. I have full confidence in his abilities to just stay as safe as he can in there.
Well, if he wasn't somewhat resourceful, he would not make it to the ripe old age that he is now. Good old Brom.
And so close to retirement, too.
You think this man is going to retire? He would stir himself crazy. More so than he already is, because he's not out there up there.
So what do you do? Justin has it out for him. Here I am, like, I'm going to get another character.
Can I pull the trigger? No.
Maybe losing characters gets easier with time?
No.
No.
The answer is still no.
Mm. If the episode's ending, it's still no.
I could use a rest. I feel not good.
We have
You
a room
don't
at
look-
the inn.
No.
I think we rest tonight. We won't be any use to anyone in the state that we are in right now.
Mm.
So let's go get some sleep, and then at dawn we can try to find the boy and the Witcher.
What makes you
The
think
Witchers.
they stuck around? They could have traveled far from here.
The boy should at least know that we're here for him.
There were so many men in the woods when we were captured.
It is imperative that we find them.
But they could have been taken down by drowners for all we know. Yes, we have a seasoned witcher on our hands, but drowners are drowners.
And bears. There was a bear.
Big bear. Biggest than I've ever heard of.
I'd like to see that bear again.
Honestly, me too. Could you imagine what that pelt could do?
Make a fine cloak.
I need another one. This one's a little.
A little wet.
Ready, Daddy.
Okay, so at this point, I set off toward the inn.
All right.
Go get some sleep.
Same.
So the village is bustling right now. It's only probably between noon and 1 o'clock or so. The warmest part of the day, and everybody's really taking advantage of that to do some trading, and you see some people working in the fields. Outside the tavern or the inn you're heading into, Donjan's there. He's looks like he's cleaning off and attempting to repair a plank of wood from the building itself. Kind of waves at all of you, but suspiciously looks at Avery.
I'm going to downplay my injuries and
All right.
pull my hood up. And then I was wondering, was I given my sword?
No,
Remember that?
actually
No?
you weren't.
They still have it.
They give you a spear and you threw it on the ground.
I wouldn't be caught dead using a spear.
You might get
Please.
caught dead.
I know. I'm a little worried about that. Just
So
jinxing myself.
you walk into the inn, the Rat's Rest, and what?
It's a good inn name.
It is. It's a really
Really
good.
good inn name.
Just made me think of Zaven's horse.
Who's
No?
Zaven?
Okay,
Burn.
got it. You asked. I wasn't gonna say anything.
So you walk into the Rat's Rest, and it's pretty empty in here. There's one person sitting in the corner of the room, looking towards the entrance, and he's just leaning over a drink and ever so subtly taking sips. He doesn't seem to pay any attention to you as you walk in. Donjan's wife is nearby. You can see her hurriedly walking into the back and then back up front, and she's setting wooden mugs on the counter, just rows of them. She barks a command at one of the kids nearby, and they go running outside. Otherwise, it's pretty mellow.
I need a drink.
Give me one too, please.
Make that 2, 3.
Yes, a
5,
drink is much
7?
needed.
So you sit at the table, and she walks over, and she's got 3 mugs, 2 in one hand, 1 in the other, and she sets them down and looks over at you. They're on Captain Rensis. She walks away.
What is that about?
I'll explain to you when we get to the room.
He was being quite odd.
Yes, well, you know how I always say that I can turn you into a salamander.
You know that I always don't believe it.
Well, you're maybe smart to not believe that, but there are worse things that I could do.
Much.
and turning into a salamander.
Yeah, like a newt.
Oh, I'm clipping that. No context. Posting just a short clip of you doing that with no context or sound.
Oh, we need sound because all you hear is
Exclamation point,
Salamander?
clip.
Oh. Exclamation point clip if you see something awesome. Or
Just
not
make it,
awesome,
make
or
it
very
like
not
a,
awesome.
make it a TikTok short video, and it's literally just
Like a newt.
Instagram boomerangs. Do people still do those?
Boomerangs?
Yeah,
No.
I've been seeing boomerangs.
My
I
friend's
haven't
mom
seen
does
that.
that a lot.
it's all like
to be
story
honest.
based now.
Yeah. Boomerangs were fun when they were a thing.
I'll explain it to you later. It's fine.
Don't worry, Boomer. We'll let you know.
Okay.
Justin is still an elder millennial. Thank you very much.
True. Respect your elders.
You're Gen Z, aren't you?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm just a salamander.
Yeah, I
Anyways.
Okay. Speaking of the
Back on track.
Speaking of
Anywho.
Kavas the salamander, apparently
Oh, no.
not the vipers. Let's go ahead and
I'm cold-blooded.
I don't
Let's
pay
cut back to
attention
those
the
two for a little bit.
generational divide.
so. Oh, magnet.
Yeah, it really threw me off.
Use the force. So you
I'm so confused.
this stomping and this lumbering creature as it comes into view, like I said, close to 12 feet tall. He's got a humanoid face, 2 arms and 2 legs, but there's just like these growths of rock coming from his shoulders, his head, his back, and he's got this incredulous look on his face. Hey, they're my bear.
What the fuck is that?
Language.
Your bear? But we were the ones who caught it.
No. Me smash it. We smash bear against tree. I tell man he cut head. Then he leaves.
You're strong. But with strong hands, lack dexterity to get good meats.
Why are you talking to me like I'm stupid?
I'm not. I just thought that maybe this would be your dialect. I mean, no offense, sir. All I mean to say is.
Because he is stupid.
He slumbers towards you a little bit.
We mean no harm, but with our delicate hands that are smaller than your big, strong hands, we can. Yes, very strong. We can get delicate meats for you.
But if I eat whole bear, then I eat the delicate meats too. All at once, big bite.
Don't bones get stuck in your mouth?
Best favorite part.
Oh, I see. I suppose dental cleanliness. Yeah, I'm just...
Dude.
Well,
Who are you?
just friendly travelers. This is your land.
No, it's my bear though.
Okay.
This Lord Ramir's land.
Right.
Good man,
Good man?
miss.
We were sent by him
Oh,
to get food.
oh. Okay.
For him.
Oh,
He told us to get bear meat, so that's why we wanted it.
oh.
It was a gift, seems.
You can have
Right.
you can have some of it. He didn't want a lot.
Now you take whole bear. I not argue with Ramir.
Well, I'm not strong enough to take the whole bear.
So he walks towards you, kind of aggressively, kneels down and leans his face right towards yours, takes his gigantic rock-like hand and he pokes you on the shoulder. Why you choose be scrawny?
I'm not made of rocks. Clearly.
But why you choose be small, not made of rocks, instead of big, not made rocks?
I didn't choose.
Who choose?
Dad?
Your dad is made.
Yeah,
He's still growing. Were you a pebble once?
probably
Pebble?
not. Look at
I'm-
him.
Small rock? Always big?
Lady, I'm Troll, not Pebble.
Compliments to your parents.
I miss me mom. That's okay, though. See, I choose not cry. You choose not be weak.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll carry the whole bear by myself. Watch.
Go on, then.
I
Kind of shoves you towards it.
can't even lift an arm on
Don't
this
break your
thing.
back.
Like,
Bend with your knees.
yeah, just kidding.
Right. You're funny.
Thank you.
I tell you what. I take small, not rock boy. I take him.
He's not partaking.
No,
Ramir
I-
needs him.
No, I take him to. I take boy to Lord Ramir.
Well, we are already acquainted. No need. But we appreciate the offer
What offer?
of helping us bring the bear to Ramir. But
Yeah.
we're strong on our own. The both of us.
We just need the meat. He doesn't like the bones like you do.
Yep, we're just going to take the skin and the meat. You can have your favorite part, the bones.
So you take some, I take rest.
Yeah,
That sounds fair.
that's what he told us.
Right.
He said, get some bear meat.
Are you lying me?
Huh?
Are you lying me?
Lie?
Are you lying me?
I would never lie.
Is he lying me?
Children never lie. We always tell the truth,
He's
even if it
an
hurts
innocent
your
boy.
feelings.
They always tell truth.
Even if it hurts your feelings.
You can't choose lie. You can't choose be strong.
Ask me a question.
Are you lying me?
No.
Well,
See? Never lie.
right. Okay. I sit. You take bear you need. I take rest. He sits down. Starts kind of shaking his butt into the dirt. You see him kind of like dig this little like rut into the ground. Does his impression of like trying to curl his legs in on each other. He looks at the two of you. Well, you're busy. I know sit long, not patient. I sing for you though.
We're fast work.
I-
Enjoy the show?
No, you enjoy show me sing.
Really?
No song.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
It's this really high pitched thing coming out of him, and it's like falsetto, and it just stretches out, and it just occasionally changes pitch and tone, but it's just. And he just goes the entire time.
Somebody please put that.
I just did that.
Like the voice
Oh
of
my
an
God.
angel.
I don't know how to handle my life right now.
I was not ready.
Beautiful.
You know, the worst part about it all is when you think about the fact that I practiced that in the mirror.
It all came together so worth it.
I'm just imagining Justin in the shower this morning, and he's like,
Perfect harmonization.
He gets that much on now. He's like, yeah!
So he does this as you're working. And then once you finish, he just, like,
You done?
Yes.
he gets up, walks right over, reaches down, grabs what's left of the bear,
carcass.
slings it over his shoulder, says,
Bye, you friends now.
and he just walks into the forest.
Bye, friend.
what's your name?
Troll.
Oh, okay.
I'm Rock Troll.
Bye, Rock Troll.
Huh?
We'll see you again.
Mm-hmm.
Hope to hear you again.
Really hope you do.
Right.
I really hope you see
So-
him again.
Yeah, he's my friend.
Waltzes off into the forest. So you managed to collect a couple of the claws from the bear, a good size of the fur, enough to probably supplement a cloak and make it really warm, winterize it basically, and then enough food for those of you willing to eat bear meat at least. enough food for probably two nights.
It's not unbearable. It's good meat.
Back to this again.
It's dead now. Sorry, the joke and the bear. They're both dead, so...
Just have to grin and bear it.
Ah.
At least we don't have to claw through bushes anymore.
Well, that's good.
I chortle
Sorry.
a little. That was something. Remember when I said all monsters are not as they seem?
Yeah? Was that once a man?
No, that's all rock. Yeah. They love their liquor, though, if you're ever in a pinch.
I don't drink that.
No, but they do, so...
Oh, you mean give it to them?
Right.
I also don't have any.
Me either. All we just have is this bear meat.
Yeah, we should cook that. I'm really hungry.
Let's make a fire.
All right.
We should also hide.
Yes. Be more
Until night.
stealthy. Mm-hmm. Hide out during the day.
So what is the plan?
To hide.
Until nightfall.
And then?
And then we head into town.
Okay. All right, so you cook up some of the meat and just kind of keep a low profile. The meat tastes pretty good, actually. Fresh enough kill.
It's bare.
Yeah.
Like it's bare. There's nothing on it.
I got the tender
Yeah,
meats.
there's no spices.
Yeah.
Bare meat, yeah.
Yeah, it's bare meat.
Gotcha. Anyway,
Sorry.
I still got the
Meanwhile-
best cut, though.
Couldn't help myself.
The troll didn't have it.
Brahm. So
Brom.
you're sitting in your cell
Poor Brom.
when you hear a voice, but from inside the cell. Hello, Brahm.
What? I'm sorry. Hello? Do I know? Hello?
Yes. I have greeted you, and now you are greeting me.
When your name is general with introductions, you start with my name is blank. Blah 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 blah.
Shut up. I don't need to give you my name. I just need to tell you something very important.
I'm listening.
Back to the Rat's Rest Inn.
Oh no.
Shit.
Back to the Rat's Rest Inn.
Man, fuck this guy.
You've finished your drinks and kind of taken a minute to rest. And you've realized most of the wounds you took were pretty superficial now. I mean, the cut on your lip's going to hurt for a day or two for sure, but you're already feeling more or less fine.
Just bruises. Do need a sword, though. I feel naked.
Too easy.
Fine, ready to hit the road.
Should we stop and find you a sword?
Do we have time?
Did they not give you back your
They did
anything?
not.
Die?
I have a few coins. I'm sure I can pick something cheap up in town.
It might be prudent where we're going.
Yes, we have a lot of dangerous people on both sides of us, it seems.
And we have much to tell you on the way there.
Give me one moment. I run up to the room and grab my longbow.
Do you know where there might be a blacksmith or someone who has some sort of weapons?
Listen for the dink, dink, dink. It's the best way to find one. And it's a busy time of day. You'd think you would hear it. It's not a big town. No offense.
So we go find the tink tink tink. and
I
Yeah,
take it.
try and get him a sword?
I take it we don't have horses.
No, you
We
do
do
not.
not.
No horses, no swords.
You step out of the Rat's Rest into town, and yeah, actually not hard to follow that at all. You hear the sounds of a smith nearby. You can see from here that he's probably mostly a farrier, but there are some tools here and there, so they might have something. And as you get closer, you actually realize you were wrong. It wasn't a male smith at all, but in fact a female. She's standing there hammering on an anvil, and she looks up towards the group of you. She's got a patch over one eye. Her hair's cut kind of short. Large like arm muscles and a slightly scarred chin. But the thing that stands out the most is the fact that her ears rise to a point, just poking outside of her hair. Hello?
I need a weapon.
No.
Sword.
A sword? I don't, no, I don't make swords. Sorry. I could maybe get you an axe or a spear if you'd like, but no.
Sword.
The only one who would need a sword here is Lord Ramir, and he buys his from the capital. I can reshoe a horse.
An axe will do. Are
An
you in a
axe, then?
hurry?
Yes, of course. And I'm guessing, by the looks of you, it's not for wood chopping?
It might be. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm not worried. I'm just trying to make sure I get you the right axe.
Yes, it's for self-defense.
Okay. Something smaller, perhaps? One-handed?
That'll do, whatever you have. We don't have much coin, and we're in quite a hurry.
Oh, axes aren't expensive at all. Maybe four crowns?
Done.
Okay. So she walks over to this wall, and you see kind of starts moving some stuff around. She goes, no. And she walks over to a chest, and she opens that up, digs around a little bit, and then reaches in, stops, and looks back up at you. The one I wanted to sell you, I can't find, but I do have a better one. If you have 10 crowns.
Done.
So she sighs, reaches in, and pulls out this. It's about 2 feet long. The axe head on the end is actually in the middle of the beak. There's a spike jutting out of it, and then the handle itself is beautifully curved in a white wood, and there are carvings on it. And she walks over. I hope you don't mind that it's of elven make.
It's a fine weapon. Did you make it yourself?
No, my late husband did.
It's very talented.
Indeed.
Thank you.
And
I
the coins.
So she takes the coins from you.
I compliment the axe in other speech, basically just saying it's beautiful and just stunning, really.
So her eyes go a little wide, and she kind of sinks into herself a bit, sheepishly or something, and she kind of, oh, thank you. I understand more or less the meaning of your words, but I don't speak the native tongue.
My apologies. It's stunning, brilliant. Thank you for allowing us to be able to use this craftsmanship and for parting with it. It's astonishing. Thank you.
Of course, times are hard, and holding on to keepsakes is not exactly something that I can do in my line of work.
I pat my what's it called quiver.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I I understand. But few things I keep for myself. But I do understand that. I am.
My husband, he would have been able to converse with you. Yes, he was raised in the woods. He had served Vilvendrel. Yes. She kind of looks around. I guess I'm not supposed to talk about that, though.
But that's okay. It's a secret between you and me. They don't have to know. You don't have to know.
If there's anything else I can do for you.
Take this, and I offer. I give her 20 more crowns.
No,
No,
Oh.
please.
no, I can't take this. I haven't done
Times
any
are
work for
hard.
you.
It is fine.
No, it would
You've
be
done-
taxed. There would be no point. Please keep it until you need something done.
Then put it down as a down payment for when we come back. Make me some arrows if you can.
I could probably do that. 20 crowns worth of arrows, though. Okay.
Make arrow and maybe a bow. Another bow. This one's
Let's see what I can do. It may take a couple days.
take your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Truly.
I did nothing great here.
You've done more than you know. Thank you.
Well, I have to get back to work. Sir, good luck on whatever you need for that. Please,
Thank you.
just promise you don't, don't use it on any of my kind, please.
I have no beef with your kind. I never hope to.
Okay.
Thank you again.
She turns and starts hammering at the anvil again. I'm going to go ahead and take one tick off of the rich get richer
Oh man.
there. Down to 7.
Wow, for
So
something
that-
he doesn't even want.
No, I can
So
use an
that
axe.
axe, as you're kind of examining it, the handle is just perfectly designed for your hand. The balance, there's no way this could have ever been meant for anything other than warfare. It just feels perfect. It feels like as you're just lightly swinging, like it wants to leave your hand. It just wants to flow straight forward, and it's nice. It's nice. The edge on it is extremely sharp, and you catch your hand constantly wandering to it after you've belted it. You keep like wanting to run your fingers across the carvings on the handle.
Kara, I think we owe that woman a lot more than 20 crowns.
That was what I was trying to do.
We'll deal with it when we get back.
Indeed.
Wilderness survival, the quickest way back towards the campsite.
Okay.
Can I help with that?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Cool.
That's bad news.
And we're lost.
Wow. Okay.
That is E19.
19.
Mhm.
Okay. So you watch Avery
I've got
as
this.
he gets focused and he starts looking at the woods and looking at the sky. He points at the road into town. He points at the road heading further north, and then turns and starts walking the wrong way. You, however, on the other hand, know exactly which way to go, and the quickest way, if a boat was available, would be by the river.
Mm.
But just straight down the road, the same way you'd originally gone, would probably be the fastest.
I look at him and I
What?
and start walking.
Where are you going?
Way.
It's this way.
I just keep walking.
What? Where are you going? Wait, hold on. Wait, was I going the wrong way? I think I might have been hit harder than I thought.
You might have, and I don't think that drink maybe have helped you in that aspect.
I'm sorry, lead on.
Don't sleep for a minute.
I feel fine. I don't know what happened. Perhaps the axe is cursed.
Do not blame the axe. You can lick your finger and stick it to the wind and get a better direction than the way you're handling things.
I'm sorry. Normally decent at this.
So you down the road?
Yep, following the bard.
The bard.
The bard.
Kara.
The bard.
Kara's got some
You're a bard
bardish
now.
energy.
Yeah. You
Oh,
had some bardish
Thank
energy,
you.
didn't
It's
we?
fine.
Bardish energy. I like it.
Charlatan.
What? So, it's about a 40-minute walk or so from where you're at. Maybe a little less, but you travel down the road all the way back to the camp. But you don't see any sign of the Witchers other than a small area of the grass on the side of a hill that has been scorched.
I heard about this. Is this the one from when we were? Is this a different one? A different scorching, but similar to the one before we were arrested?
This is a different one.
Okay.
I'm like, what?
I've seen
Yes.
this before.
Yeah, no. What you had seen is some of the plant life had been scorched over down by the river.
Mhm.
This is just about 20 feet away from the campsite, near a large rock.
Very similar though.
Very
No.
different. There's
Very
a
different
small
scorching.
pile of ash here, actually.
It's just a fresh fire. What do you think? This could be from them.
Indeed, it could be.
You're better at this than I am. It
I
seems.
check for tracks, basically similar, tiny feet and slender-ish.
All right, wilderness survival.
Yeah.
I'll assist her.
How do you know my feet are tiny?
She's better than me at this.
You're a little baby.
I am a man.
That is a 16.
You're much better at this than me.
Really? Wow. Someone should have told me that earlier.
My eyes have been opened.
So you find some tracks, but they're sporadic. What you do find is a trail of blood, actually. You see it pooling in one spot, and it leads up towards a rock. Up at the top of the rock, you see another large pool of blood, and then these blood droplets lead off into the woods a bit.
I keep following. But I do ready my bow and arrow just in case.
Okay.
You never know what we're walking into.
So into the woods you three travel for 5 minutes. When you get to a small clearing, there's a large amount of that blood pooled next to a small furrowing in the ground. And then near that you can see these almost like impact craters, as well as a large round section where it looks like something dug for a little bit. But that's it. The trail pretty much stops here.
I recognize these indents. They're actually a friend of mine too.
What?
Yes. Well, it's similar. Maybe I don't know if the same, but trolls, friends, good people. Well, they good beings. But yes, it's I don't think we're endangered. But
How do you know trolls?
yeah, just a long story. It was very cold winter. They were very hospitable and good soup.
Trolls make soup.
Good soup.
Yeah, people soup.
Bear soup.
I don't know
No
much about
idea.
trolls, but would they be able to tell us if they've seen or know the whereabouts of the Witchers?
So trolls are.
Who's here?
That's when we stepped on a cat or something.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
I thought it was another troll.
Man, Justin's troll voice is so good.
That was fucking hilarious.
That sounded like a cat. Oh my god.
Dude, Alex scared her.
Scared the shit.
She opened the door and she jumped. I watched her visibly get like higher up.
Oh no.
Poor delivery
God damn it,
person.
Kobold! How dare you scare people?
I looked over and I saw him. Like, I saw the top of her head go and like move up a couple inches. I'm all. She got like scared.
Thank you, Kobo.
Okay.
Head back on track. Sorry.
So trolls.
And trolls, decent creatures, not very bright, but intelligent enough to hold a conversation. You know, they sing well.
They sing well?
They sing well.
Trolls sing.
Yes, they do. Well enough. It's an acquired taste, but once you get the acquirement for it, it is quite well.
As much as I would love to know more about trolls and their
Right.
singing,
Our friends.
yes, we need to find the Witchers. Would they be able to tell us if they had seen them? Are they intellectual enough?
Yes.
Then let's find them and see what they say.
Well, let's see which one we first find first.
Yeah, I actually
I guess.
tried
you know.
to put my foot on it and missed.
Okay, roll again.
Okay, cool.
Wilderness survival.
I tried to put my foot on it, but I went too far, so I smacked the back of it.
16.
I feel like we need
No,
a
the back
spray
of the
bottle
table.
for Chase.
Okay. You cannot find any evidence whatsoever that the Witchers were ever here. But you do find the troll prints, no problem.
Okay. I resheath my my bow and requiver the arrow, and I just head off in the direction of the tracks.
Okay.
I'm going to watch her tracking very closely.
All right.
She's very
See
good
if you
at
can
this.
learn.
Yeah, that's
I-
exactly right.
I take a look back. I notice that you're watching. I'm like, I can always teach you.
Where did you pick up these tricks?
Goldana is also a good friend of mine. Again, another story for a different time.
You have a lot of stories. I'm looking forward to them.
They're good stories. I, just grow silent and keep walking.
Okay. So you follow these tracks for an hour and a half. And it's hard because this is a thicker part of the woods. Not that these are particularly thick, like a thickly forested area, but you realize once you start noticing the elevation changes that you're following the troll back to town? Roundabouts?
Okay. Bizarre.
And you see it stopped for a moment by a tree, and it looks like it broke the tree in half. But then just kept moving towards the village.
It's
Okay.
gonna go tattle.
Kvass and Felix.
It's my name.
So you hunkered down for a bit till the sun started to set, being that it's autumn. It sets right around 5:30, 6 o'clock. Knowing it'd take you about a half hour to get to the village from here. But as the sun started to set and the cold weather picked back up a little bit, you finished your meal and rested for a little bit. What do you do next?
Let's pack up the rest of this meat. And well, they have to be in the town I captured.
Yeah, the jail, which would be probably in the keep.
Mm-hmm. Good observation. Keep your eyes about. Those excellent eyes of yours.
Yeah.
And let's try to sneak in.
All right. That thing you did with the guy's head.
Oh.
We might need to use that to break them out.
To trick, to manipulate minds.
No. The one that killed that guy.
Ah, right. A telekinetic thrust. Just power of the mind. Aard?
You're asking me?
No, I'm just confirming. Aard is what it's called.
Okay.
I
It's like a
think
pirate. Arr.
see how
Duh.
how I was discussing restraint earlier, and yet me casting this spell threw him so far away. You know, I showed no restraint. Perhaps let's focus on a more subtle way to approach the mind.
Well,
Art is very
I
powerful.
didn't mean for the
and
mind. I
unwieldy.
meant for the door.
For the door.
Yeah, cells have doors.
Right.
We might need to, like, break them. And if it broke his neck, maybe it can break doors.
That is probably true.
Yeah, I don't know how to take people's minds, so...
Right. That might be more complicated now that I think. Igni is fire. And you're very used to fire.
Yeah.
In your home and your family. Ard, think of it maybe as wind.
Okay.
Manipulating the air around you.
We use bellows on the
Bellows,
forge.
hot wind. Powerful hot wind.
I mean, it's not always hot. It just makes the fire hot. I don't know how it works.
Well, perhaps...
I just know that you push the thing, it blows it, and then it's hotter.
You push the bellow. And
Yeah.
It produces air.
Mhm.
Concentrated air. In a direction.
Yeah, and then it makes the fire hot.
What if I tell you that you could use your hands as the bellow
No.
with Ard?
No, it doesn't work. See, the air goes the wrong way.
Maybe you just try with one hand.
I don't know.
You don't need to know maybe the motions, more the action of air. This pure, concentrated air that you can push.
You do it.
Well, we're leaving the camp soon.
We can do it while we walk.
While we walk. All right. And I'll look around for some target, something.
So it's being the season it is. It doesn't take you long to actually find a dormant beehive.
Yeah, dormant, huh?
It's a trap.
There seems to be nothing going on there.
Your Witcher senses detect no bees in the old dormant hive.
All right.
Can you hear?
I trust my senses. I don't trust you.
You cannot hear a buzzing, no? But if you do, you know what bees fear most?
I read Winnie the Pooh about this.
Smoke.
From fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And you-
beekeepers. That's what they use. Smoke
Sorry.
boxes. I don't know.
But
I don't know how they work.
I do not hear anything from the box. Let's bring it down. Have a sweet treat. And I raise my hand. I focus my energy and cast Ard
Okay.
to knock down the bee nest.
Yeah.
I remember from when I cast Igni after watching how she did it, it was so much easier for me. So this time when she's casting Ard, all I'm watching is just her hand and
Okay.
how she traces the sigil.
Okay. So yeah, a telekinetic blast of wind leaps forth from your hand, sails effortlessly across the gap between you and the beehive, and then just smashes into it. The beehive tumbles up into the air, separating from the tree branch, falls, and then smashes into the ground.
I'll go over there to pick up the bounty of,
Okay.
of the bees.
There's enough like there's just like a small chunk of like beeswax and honey left here, but it is yeah, it's still totally edible.
Ard. And I'll hand over some honey.
I eat it first.
Same.
just like last time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I'll try to cast it.
Okay. So you try to trace the exact symbol you saw her doing. You end up adopting the exact same stance too. Roll a spellcasting check for me.
Fierce.
23.
As if,
Dude.
yeah, as if he needed zero instruction whatsoever. Just effort happens. You see the gust of wind pick up leaves and swirl them into a circle as they fly across the top of the grass into a tree nearby. The tree starts to rock gently. That was powerful. It was powerful.
It just exploded light out of
Well done.
it. Well, it's a lot easier when I just watch you do it.
I will try to teach you as much as I can while we are together. And you are learning fast.
You write Aard down?
Yeah.
Just remember the power that it does possess.
What was that?
I keep hitting my book.
Yeah, it possesses
Oh,
the power to
yeah.
snap necks.
I guess.
Okay, so what's the plan?
They're having fun. I'm just
We're gonna go
Try
find the keep.
to go to
brains beat out.
as close as we can to the keep under nightfall. So very stealthy, avoiding any detection.
Okay.
No. We're almost ready.
So you take your time getting up to the getting up back to Scala, and the wooden fortress is just up the hill on the other side, and you scout around the edges for a little bit, trying to figure out what the best point of entry might be. The door is firmly closed. Some of the torches are starting to be lit as the sun is dying down. The villagers have started closing up for the night, and you two don't really see a way in other than those fortress doors, unless you think the boy can climb over the top of a spiked palisade wall.
Test it.
I'm gonna let you know. No.
Just check the stats. It's not in the cards today.
You roll pretty good, man.
Keep
Never
your
know.
cloak covering your eyes. We have a royal bear to deliver.
What? No, we're here to break out our friends.
Right. That's what we're here for. But
Oh, what we're gonna tell them?
right.
Oh, like
that
when I lied to the troll?
that was brilliant actually.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna keep that lie going.
You'll have to try your best.
I'm gonna
That-
forget.
That's the axie
But
I
we're
was
friends
talking
now,
about.
so I don't have to lie to him anymore.
To the troll,
Yeah.
if you'd like to maintain friendship, perhaps you'll want to keep that lie.
Just never talk about it again.
Perfect. That's an easy way. But we need to get into the fortress. Stay behind me and don't talk.
Okay.
Are you going to go to the front door?
Yep.
All right. So as you're walking up to the gates of the fortress, we go back to the trio here. You've been tracking this troll through the woods, leading back towards Scala. And you're just about 100 feet from the edge of the forest. You can just make out some torchlight starting to pop up. When off to your right, you see what's very clearly Kvass standing with Felix, walking towards the fortress.
I don't know how we missed the big one, but okay.
It's because I can look like a big rock.
Oh,
And then he just stands up right next to you.
Why you follow?
we had questions. We needed to know if you knew where our friends were, but we.
Yeah, you smell like them.
Because we're friends.
Mm. Are you the mommy?
Of the little one?
Yeah.
No, I'm the auntie.
Mm.
Drunk game.
The fun aunt.
Oh, you're big.
Not yet. Hello.
Are you troll killer?
No.
No,
No, thank you.
no. If he was
No.
troll killer, I'd
Avery?
be big killer.
Oh.
Nice to meet you. We shake hands. It's fine.
Oh.
So he kind of steps out of the way, and you see he's got this large headless bear carcass with him.
I know that bear. No, wait, it's carcass, huh? I wouldn't recognize it by the carcass.
I mean,
It's a
Mine?
large.
it's a big bear.
It's a.
I think I know that
Wait.
bear.
You know bear?
Is that old One Eye?
Oh no, he no eyes, no head.
Cool.
Was it old One Eye, perhaps?
Oh, before?
Yes, I saw him running off into the woods the other day.
Yeah. He run right by me. He don't see me because he can't see out that eye. Punk. Dead.
You killed him?
Mm-hmm.
What about the man who was chasing
Oh,
after
we made deal.
You made a deal with the man.
Yes.
What was the deal?
He get head. I get
He get credit.
bear. He get credit.
Hmm.
Yeah. What credit?
Could you please
There
be
was
part of
a,
our party forever?
He's my
Can,
friend. So.
can we adopt them? It's- I'm sorry. And- there was a bounty for the bear. That's what the deal was for you with the other man. Where is the other man?
I know.
Okay, no big deal.
Probably there.
Oh, I mean, you're not probably not wrong.
He was with the others. I don't remember that he came back, though.
So you're talking.
Kind of sus.
Kavas and Felix make it to the front of the fortress. One of the guards steps forward.
What's your business?
We're here to deliver the bear. I hold up the head.
Oh, that's nobody asked for a bear. What? That's really grisly.
I whisper.
I win.
The kingdom.
Am I close enough to overhear this conversation?
No, you could attempt to get closer though, for sure.
Yeah.
You trying to do it sneakily?
No, I want to do it out in the open, but I
Okay.
want to take on my persona.
Okay.
So
Right.
I'm gonna walk up and say, "Oh my gosh, there the two of you are. Well, I have been looking for you absolutely everywhere. This is not the right place to deliver the bear. We are supposed to go next to the inn. I really highly suggest the two of you follow me that way and leave this poor gentleman alone."
We seem to be lost.
You most certainly are. The
So-
rest of the group is back this way.
I just turn
but-
around.
But I have some questions, if you don't mind.
I run up. Oh, don't worry. They barely have a hold of their senses.
What? Are you this boy's mother?
Yes.
See, it's just because you have yellow eyes,
Right.
like a witcher.
Really?
Yes.
She hears that all the time.
Mm.
My dear, please.
Hey.
This is my wife. He is my biological son. Her eyes are very unique, yes, but
Well, but we're looking for a boy.
a boy.
Yes.
But
Weren't you in the castle earlier? You look familiar.
Yes,
you look kind
I was. No, the two of us, we had dinner with the lord of the house. So he had told us there was this bear. What was the bear's name?
I'd like-
The
it-
one eye.
yes, one eye. Well, was he One Eye? Who was it that was sent to get him, though? What was his name?
Cut back to Avery sitting next to the troll.
I'm not getting involved in this.
So the troll is just, you both are just kind of awkwardly looking at everything going on, side by side. He goes,
So, what you want in Big Wood for?
Well, our friend is stuck in there.
Oh, your friend stuck there?
Yes.
He nice?
He's a very nice fellow.
Okay.
so while you're talking, a giant bear carcass goes flying through the air, smashes into the guard and into the fortress gate, smashes wide open, and then the troll just goes bounding towards the gate. We go get friend.
Oh!
And just runs right into the fortress.
As he runs by, friend, rock troll.
Friend indeed.
Keeps going. He runs in there. You hear this commotion. All these people are yelling. One guy just bloody. He just takes off running. Troll goes, ow! And then you hear a smash followed by a very loud squelch. He goes, ugh! And there's just chaos erupting from inside there.
Holy shit.
So that's an entrance.
Kavas,
I
we
liked
need
it.
to get him out of here.
That
They're,
sounds good.
they're distracted.
We were
need
here for you guys.
We need to go now.
We were looking for you. That's why we are out there.
Cool. We've reunited. Let's go.
Let's go.
Which
Where you
way?
going?
Which way do you guys run?
Away from the
Miss
fortress.
Tracker, Miss Wilderness Survival. Where do we go?
Because sorry, that's a whole lot of nothing. Why do I need the yes, I have the trackers, but why are we going backward? What do we need to do? Do we not have a deal?
A deal? Why is the rock troll going inside the fortress?
How's a
We were
13
going to
for a
deliver the
stealth
bear
check?
for him.
13?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Good enough to get away from the party?
In the middle of their argument, currently you are away, yes.
Oh my god.
I go in the keep.
Oh, I'm stealthing towards the keep to
Right.
watch what's going on.
Right.
But not going in the keep. I got an 18.
I go in.
Okay.
I'm going for Brahm.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, you watch the boy. They're all busy arguing, and you don't notice, or they don't notice, as the boy just vanishes. But you see him slip away right into the keep.
Draw my axe and get closer. But I'm still stealthing.
Okay.
That's
Kavas, we have much to tell you, but you cannot go in there and you cannot take the boy in there.
Right, so let's go. And I gesture to the boy.
He's gone.
Boy.
Where does
What?
he go?
He was right here.
you lost the boy,
You saw him. He was right here.
but he was in your care.
I instantly am looking around. Like, can I
I'm
see?
also
Can
looking
I-
around for Brahm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you go inside the manor?
Into whatever, like, past that gate is.
So past the gate into this, so it's a round,
Wherever
almost
the
like
troll, like,
oval
blew
shaped
through.
a wooden fence that goes. It's about 12 feet tall, spiked, goes all the way around the perimeter.
Mhm.
In the center of the perimeter is this large manor house, shaped kind of like a old school like Viking longhouse, right? To the right, you can see Brahm's cart and everybody's stuff and horses. To the left, you see what looks like a small barracks type building. It's got a giant cauldron sitting out front, hanging from a tripod. It's got fire under it, and there's somebody there dishing out bowls to some of the soldiers. But that's all you see.
He's just dishing out bowls while this troll is just...
Well, I mean, he's standing there like holding the bowl with the ladle in hand. Like the troll has run clear around the other side, and you can just catch the top of him over the shortest part of the building. But yeah, the guy's just standing with a bowl. Like,
I am going to chase the troll down.
okay.
And when I catch him...
Mom's in the corner going,
Well, so the
What
troll,
is that?
a lot of people stopped confronting him. There's still a bunch of guards, and they're all standing around with spears, and they're like kind of trying to corral him a little bit, but they're not poking at him. And anytime somebody does, they get paid dearly for it.
they get paid back in dividends.
But the troll is just kind of standing around looking, and then he just keeps pointing. He goes, Brom, Brom, who Brom?
Do I hear
This out
this?
of this troll down.
You do, but you're quite a distance away from this. You can hear it, but you
Okay.
can't see any of it.
What in the hell is going on outside?
So can I make it to the troll without running into people between me and the troll? Once I'm to the troll, that's
Not
fine.
really. No,
Okay.
no. You could try, but I need a roll from you.
Okay.
You gonna go for it?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you going to attempt to get between or get through the guards to get to the troll? Are you just going to try to sneak through, or are you going to
How dark is it?
not that yet? Just dark enough to where some of the torches have started being lit, but there's still some ambient light.
I'm just gonna use that height, use that small stature, and
Okay. Sneak through.
sneak through.
Okay. Roll my sneaky check for me. What
Be
are
a
the
good
rest of you
time for
doing?
a
I want
10.
to teleport. Can I see him?
It's
can I
not
see
a
where
10.
he's at?
You cannot see where Felix is. No. It doesn't take long to figure out what's going on, though. You can see Avery. He's very well hidden, but he's sort of got this look on his face.
6.
Okay.
I want to make my way to Avery because it seems like he knows what's going on.
Okay.
Can I do it stealthily?
There's not really a need to do it stealthily at this point. The only guard out here is squished by a bear carcass and probably dead.
Okay.
Oh, that guard wearing a sword.
No, spear.
I got a really good axe. I don't care.
Avery, did you see where he went?
I think so. Are they
Please-
going to kill him?
I don't know. Please tell me he did not go into the keep.
He went into the
He
keep.
went into the keep.
He went into
Of
the
I start
course.
sprinting.
Okay.
He went into the keep.
All right. Do you sprint in? Yes.
I don't sprint in. I just
Okay, you do.
I'm sprinting.
hastily walk with my bow drawn.
Kara hustles but not sprints
Disappointedly.
into the fortress with the bow drawn. Morana.
I sprint. Also
Okay.
with Kavas.
Yeah. So Kavas and Morana start sprinting in. Kara walking behind in a hurried pace. What about you?
As soon as she starts sprinting, I'm sprinting with her.
Okay. So you keep up, no problem. With your long strides just right in tow. You wheel around the corner, and you see a troll standing in this clearing.
Same troll?
Yes, same troll.
Okay.
Standing in this clearing,
That's a fair question.
a mere 40 feet away from the jail cell you shared with Brom. The cell has been broken open. Like the wall has just been like destroyed, and Brom is standing in the rubble, like looking like, what the hell is going on? But the troll looks very angry, and he's yelling because a guard, the Skelligan gentleman that you tussled with earlier, is holding Felix by his cloak, and he's got a knife pressed against his throat. The Skelligan man looks over at the troll, and he just goes, "Back off, or I'll kill the boy."
I'm right there.
Yeah, you're standing right there, right next to this troll.
Are you sure you want to kill the boy? Considering who needs him and the fact that you and your entire family will be murdered and eviscerated for ever harming a hair on that boy's head.
Shut up, old man. I'll do it.
Does he
I'm
turn?
more worried about immediate pressures. There's a troll.
Yes.
And the troll's just kind of standing there, like with his hands out, like, don't.
I look
boy.
up. Troll. I have a question for you. If you
You,
let
no, I asked the question, not you.
what's your question?
Brom?
Yes.
Good.
Now may I ask you a question?
Uh-huh.
If he lets the boy go, will you head back into the forest and leave these gentlemen alone? Now that
Maybe.
I look at the Skelligan gentleman. Does that work for you?
I'm not letting go of the boy.
As I look at him, do I see any of the other ones behind him?
These people?
Yes.
They've just rounded the corner. They're outside the group. There's about 12 soldiers here, and one of those 12 has the has Felix. So you all come running around the corner, and you see this.
Does he turn his attention to them?
No, they're behind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't even know they're here. A couple guards notice you, and they've got like weapons kind of pointed at you, but they don't know what the hell's going on.
I'm gonna close my eyes and remember how to cast Aard.
Okay.
Remember the sign,
Okay.
and then open my eyes, and I'll lift a hand up. How high is he holding me, actually?
What do you mean? So he's just standing behind you with the knife lowered towards your throat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna go for like chest area.
Oh, okay.
So I'll reach a hand up, and right at his chest, I'll try to cast Aard. And I'm gonna use all 3 of my luck points to do it.
Yes.
Ooh.
And inspiration.
Lucky Felix.
If I need it.
Ooh.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Do it.
It would be a probably bad idea to roll an inspiration off that.
With your inspiration, you do not have to keep the second roll.
Oh,
It's the better of the two.
okay.
Go for it.
Should I use it?
Go for it.
Yeah, well, it's
Uh,
advanced.
My only request:
It's 10 to start.
you got to roll a Brom die, which is gold.
The Brom die that was a gift from Tony.
Yes.
It's 10 to start.
No way.
No, what just happened?
No way.
26.
26.
You're welcome. Yep.
It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas.
All right.
Wow.
So
The Brom dice.
Felix just, you watch as his face just deadens. So the emotion leaves his face. That little bit of fear he had gone as his hand just comes up like this. But Aard doesn't happen. There's this pause, and it sounds like, well, it doesn't sound like anything. The sound has completely left the area. And then it returns with this almost gale force sounding wind as the dirt and debris and foliage starts to swirl around into this almost tornado-like function just at the edge of everyone. It starts to push in. You feel the wind push past your head, and your hair whips forward, and the hood of your cloak as everything whips forward, and the wind focuses into the center. And then there's just blast, and for a second, all of you can see is white as everyone is thrown off of their feet. The Skelligan man goes flying. All of these guards are picked up. The only thing that doesn't seem to move is the troll as he hunkers down. And this wind just picks up everywhere. You watch as your hat, which they had taken from you, goes flying right by. And it flies right by and like slides into the ground. And you all just hit the ground stunned.
Not the hat. I walk up like, what the hell?
But as everybody starts picking themselves up into this clearing, as this dust is settling, most of these guards had dropped their weapons. The only person who wasn't thrown anywhere aside from the troll is Felix, who's standing perfectly fine right where he was. Felix's eyes have gone from that just ember red glow to the entire eye is just blood red. You can see these black veins stretching across his face and down through his neck. And you have this burning hatred for all mankind just running through your head right now. You can feel the power at your fingertips and the strength in your soul, and this anger that isn't subsiding at all. You can't see your friends. You only see the people who keep trying to hurt you. And then there's a voice. Enough, boy! And a man steps into a clearing, a large man, a man you recognize. One of his hands is aglow with magic. There's this large figure standing behind him. At first it just looks like a large man, but as you can see, as they move a little closer, he's grotesque. He's got these cuts and stitches all over his body. He's wearing this patched together armor with this slitted helmet, and he's carrying a large axe in one hand and a big mace in the other. Both weapons up on his shoulders as he walks behind this mage. And then this mage walks into the clearing and looks at all of you as you're gathering to your feet, and then levels his eyes at you. What is the meaning of this?
This was not part of my plan. I tried to stop them before they came into the keep. The troll? How could I have foreseen that? I tried to get them to stop. You have not been harmed, so our deal still stands.
I don't see any reason to honor the deal. Your friend is free. You've wrecked the fort. And clearly the boy is far more than we thought. He starts walking forward towards Felix.
And I say to the troll, help.
The troll just goes running forward. Boom, boom, boom. And the mage turns and looks. His eyes go wide. And then an axe goes right over the mage's head and slams into the side of the troll's head. You watch as it sinks in and cracks the troll's head. The troll reaches up and he grabs at the blood that is now pouring from him. And he screams out in pain. and he falls to the ground, axe still embedded in his head, and he's just sitting there holding it, screaming in pain. This large brute, this grafted creature starts walking past the mage. The mage has this look of just pure rage in his eyes, and he turns to start to cast a spell on you.
I'd like to, at the moment the troll starts moving towards him, I want to sprint over to Felix.
Okay. Brahm starts sprinting towards Felix. What are the rest of you doing?
I just got there because I was tagging behind. And
Right.
So I notched my arrow, the one that was coated in the necrophage's blood,
Mm-hmm.
and aimed towards the mage and let loose.
Okay. So Kara draws this arrow, pulls, and just fires, and it starts streaming straight towards the mage. What are you doing?
I'm sprinting towards that skelly guy
Okay.
who had the dagger.
Right?
My axe just ready to bring it down on him.
Okay. He, as you're sprinting towards him, he smiles and kind of opens his arms up. He's still got the dagger in his hand, and he leans into it, knowing the fight is coming. What about you, Kavas?
How far away am I from the mage?
How far away are you from the mage?
Yeah.
Well, you would have been sprinting straight towards Felix, and so was the mage. So I'm gonna say you're only about 20 feet away, but Felix is in between you two.
I mean, I keep sprinting. I want to get in between the two of them.
Okay, you start sprinting towards Felix with Brahm. Morana, what are you going to do?
That was a great question.
At this point, you're standing about the same distance as Kavas away, just at more of an angle. So you're about 15, 18 feet away from Felix.
Okay, so, hypothetically speaking, were I to cast magic healing, would it affect her, but not the mage? But if I healed her, would it affect the mage? Because they're bound, or no? Because I know that the second that arrow hits him...
Did we do the
The
spell?
spell hasn't been cast yet.
Oh, we haven't cast this
No.
spell.
Not to my understanding, no.
No, we didn't do
Oh.
the spell yet.
Did we
No,
not?
no, the spell's
No.
not been cast. Oh,
Oh.
no.
No.
Oh,
Not at all.
Okay, well then I'm gonna... What am I gonna do? I'm gonna cast Enya? I never know how to pronounce it.
What's your spell? How do you want to pronounce it?
Enya. Why
Okay.
not? I'm gonna cast that at the
I
mage.
say none yet.
Nanya.
Good. Okay, so
A
you
mage never reveals his
so-
secrets.
you outstretch your hand, and this ball of molten fire starts streaming towards the mage. All of this is just happening in this sort of slow motion sphere of influence. What are you doing, Felix?
Is this after the troll has already got the axe plunged into him?
Yes.
Okay. At that point, I'm probably preparing to cast Igni.
Okay. So you start drawing the sign of Igni in front of you. Again, your eyes are still this massive red orbs with these black veins streaming from your face. And you can see as he's tracing the Igni sign in the air. And all of this action is converging all at once. And that's where we're going to end tonight. I knew you were going to hate
Saw
me.
that coming.
I knew.
Perfect.
I knew.
Hard
This
not
way we
to.
get to open up with a really epic fight when we come back from our break. Always keep your weapons close because remember, silver's for monsters and steel is for men.